guys, how's it going? We're here, and we're late. We know, we already know. So don't even start with me. Don't even start that. You know how it goes. You know how it goes.
I mean, to be fair though, it's something that we do often, so it's not like y'all are unused to it. But yes, welcome
Hmm.
back, everybody. We're happy to
Exactly,
have everybody here, and this time I actually have something to cheers everybody in. So cheers.
exactly. That's right. We're here, and we're going to talk about a lot of crazy things today, especially the whole Marvel shit. I don't know what the hell Marvel's doing.
I don't either. But then again, they're trying to juggle too many things, and they're at this phase already where they've kind of like bought into their own hype. So they really do believe like whatever they do, it's just gonna be gold. People are gonna love it. So they don't even really care. They're just gonna put out whatever now.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what it is. That the whole chop hole into the stream is Arno. Yes, it's you, Arno.
Yes, Arno is here.
That the Miles Morales thing is probably like one of the things that I'm like. I think everybody was just like, "All right, you went too far, Marvel. You went too far."
Mm.
And what's so funny is it's from Disney, the same company that likes to blame us fans for being racist, sexist, misogynist, anti-LGBT, all of the bullshit. And then you get I guess a Latino, half white, half Latino writer to write Miles Morales as Thor, and you think that Asgard would be the hood
Mhm.
and it would be nothing but graffiti. It's like, motherfucker, have you not seen actual black art? You jackass. Like
Yeah,
if it's an
it's
advanced culture,
really insulting.
yeah, like if it's an advanced culture, why the hell would you think we'd be sitting up there like, let's graffiti this? The hammer was just disrespectful. I was like, you guys are not helping my case at all. At all.
If I remember correctly, the hammer has like Loki graffitied on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Asgard is literally Brooklyn. and it's just like
uh,
you know what we have no one to blame but the MCU for this, because remember, the MCU destroyed Asgard, and what happened? They turned into a fucking fish village halfway through the movie. I was just like, really, Asgard is a fish village now. Okay, all right, okay. So this guy decided, what'll be cool? Let's make Asgard Brooklyn, but the hood. I
it's
mean,
like it feels like when we were younger again, and they were just trying to like make black versions of everything, and somehow everything was always in like the hood, but in like New York. And that's
yeah.
exactly what they did here.
And then my thing is, I'm like, why would first off, why would your ignorant ass think that black folks, if they're supposed to be, if Asgard is this advanced Norse mythology that's been around for years, right? Why would Miles Morales, and just Brooklyn Midgar in general, why would they be wearing current clothes, you dumb fucker? You've seen what Asgard people wear. So they would be wearing the same shit, even in present day. So why would you have Miles and Brooklyn dressed in hood shit?
I mean, he has to have all of that exaggerated swagger of a black teen as guardian.
Pretty much. And then the guy said, and then the fat Latino fucker said, had the nerve, was like, if I had drew more skirts and stuff, you guys would have read it. You would have liked it more. So if you put more sexy babes in it, you think that's what would have got us to read the book? Okay, I see you don't know anything about black people or readers.
Oh, they never do.
Mainly
They
readers.
never do.
Mainly readers, because holy crap, what the hell? I
Hmm.
see. And you already know what you get for that, Arno. Corner. Go to the corner. How is it normal dudes can write more interesting characters under pacifist philosophy than someone like Tom Taylor? I don't know. God knows I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you heard that, you saw that interview, didn't you, Dylan?
Oh yeah.
I don't I ain't never
I.
I mean, he
It's
literally
just.
told on himself. He literally told on himself.
Oh,
He
of course they
literally
love
admit
to do it.
he literally admit the reason why they did this whole John Kent thing was for coming out day. So you purposely wrote John Kent as a bisexual man so you can promote him on National Coming Out Day. I mean, I read the article. I read what he said. That is exactly what he said. He had the nerve to say that being a young, bisexual, empathetic person is more heroic than punching supervillains. Bitch, I don't know what genre you think you writing for, but it ain't comics. And you can tell your book wasn't even the only issue number 1 and issue number what 6, where that famous kiss was at, are the only things that sold. Issue number 1 because it's a new damn number 1. Issue number 6 because of the fucking kiss. And what happened after the kiss, Dylan? The book dropped off. It's not even in the damn top 100 anymore.
I mean, yeah, but we knew that, or if you were paying enough attention, you knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. But to sit up there and be like, I really wish we could have waited a little bit longer in order to make John and Jay's relationship work. It didn't work when they first met. The fact of the matter is that people think that this shit is okay is weird. The boy is literally it's a 17-year-old body, but with the mind of a 10-year-old still in there.
Mm-hmm.
John ain't learned shit. And then get there. And then another thing too, DC, stop trying to retroactively think that like John Kent and Dick Grayson has this close relationship. They never had this relationship ever. So stop trying to make them the new dynamic duo. I mean the world's finest, because they're not. They're not the world's finest. Dick Grayson never had a super friend. To be honest, no offense, his friends were Donna Troy, Wally West, Roy Harper, what's the goddamn name? Garth, and am I missing somebody? No, I think that's it. That's original Teen Titans. Robin, Wonder Girl, Kid Flash, Aqualad, and then Roy. Yeah, so it's 5. Those are his 5 closest friends. Everybody else came later. So this whole thing where you're trying to retroactively make it seem like John and Dick Grayson are close and they've always been close, it's a lie. The only person that John Kent has been close with is literally Damian Wayne. And since you guys took that away from Damian, now you're going to try to force that shit onto Dick Grayson. No, go back and put that shit with Damian. You can't retroactively force a relationship that doesn't work. It does not work at all. And they really think that shit works. It doesn't work. And then of course, you know how some people always want to be like, well, if it was a straight character, none of us would say anything. To be honest, I thought it was fucking weird that John was with Saturn Girl, honestly, because I'm like, do y'all not understand this boy is aged up? Why are we putting him in relationships? He literally went from 10 to 17 within a span of 2 weeks. He left his mom and dad when he was 10. Now he's 17 years old and he's jumping in a relationship with a grown ass woman. And now he comes back to the present, supposed to still be with her, but then dates a fucking man with pink hair.
Yeah, isn't this the better timeline for us to be living in, yo?
It's damn near terrible. Actually, it's a horrid one, to be honest. Like Jesus Christ. I don't know what the hell they know, and then they're trying to make him the leader of the Justice League. Look, he does not have the skills for that. And then of course, they try to justify it by saying the other heroes were too preoccupied. And it's just like, okay, I'm gonna need y'all again. Go back in the past of DC comic books when the superheroes, when Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, died, when the Trinity, quote unquote, died, or the Trinity went away for a little bit. There were heroes. There were heroes who stepped up in their place. Hello, we have a whole comic book run called the 52. I don't know if any of you guys remember this. The 52 literally gave spotlight to heroes who took the spotlight when the main heroes from the Justice League stepped back after the events of Infinite Crisis. Now, I mean, and then John goes and talked to Dick Grayson. Dick was like, "Well, we already seen these crisis things happen before, so who cares? They'll be back. You worry too much, John. We don't need a Justice League. They'll be back soon because they didn't really die." Joshua, I get what you're trying to say, bro. But if the people in the DC universe is in on the joke, then it's no point of Dark Crisis happening then.
Exactly. Like if everybody knows how it's gonna go, which I mean, there's no doubt that they're right. But then I also hate when they do this type of shit where they'll do that. Like they'll have the characters talking about like, oh yeah, it's okay, they're gonna be back. Like nobody ever actually dies for all that long, as a way of kind of like telling the audience, like, yeah, we know, what tends to happen here too. But don't worry, we have a way we're gonna twist that, and then it's never a satisfying twist. So it's just like, you see, you called out the bullshit you were doing for no reason.
Yeah, so because now it makes it so then why are we doing Dark Crisis? If Dick Grayson and the rest of the heroes that John talked to all talking about, well, they died before they came back, so we really shouldn't worry. So then why are we doing Dark Crisis then? Why is the event happening? That's the problem. If all the heroes are in on the damn joke, or understand that, well, this happens like all the time, they'll be back soon, just you wait. What?
Yep.
What?
I mean, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, obviously, that's the attitude we all have, but for this story to matter, like, the characters shouldn't be looking at it that way.
Exactly. And yes, John Kent is too experienced to be trying to lead the Justice League, and it's redundant too. Did you like when Black Adam talked to him? He was like, "So you got two villains on here, which both of them could, backstab you. This one actually has backstabbed you before. You have two Blue Beetles. Redundant much? Why is there Supergirl here when you're here again?" And I'm like, the man makes a point. Like, he is literally saying what we all are thinking. Black Adam is even saying the things that we're saying. And I'm just like, again, if the characters are in on the damn joke, then what is the point?
Exactly.
What is the point? What is the point? Oh, hey, everybody who just joined us. Hi, everybody. How's it going? But yeah,
welcome.
If everybody's in on it, then again, the only cool thing about it is that we get to see Dr. Light, which we don't get an opportunity to see Dr. Light. Harley Quinn, just somebody kill the bitch off. I'm sick of her ass at this point. Killer Frost, she's only there because of CW. The CW bullshit is there. Frankenstein, I don't even know why Frankenstein is even in the damn Justice League. Like, come on now. That man fought Superman so many times, it doesn't even make any sense. But okay, he's gonna join his son's team. Yeah. And then why is there Booster Gold and Blue Beetle? Okay, fine. But then why is there Blue Beetle 3 if you got Blue Beetle 2 on there on the team? You see how that doesn't make any damn logical sense? What are we doing? And then why is Supergirl not leading the team if damn John Kent is there? Like, she has more experience than fucking John Kent. So if anybody should be leading the team, it should be her then. What the fuck is this damn team? The team looked like bullshit. And then I heard that somebody said that the original page was actually Mary Marvel instead of Supergirl, but they changed it at the last minute. I was like, well, they should have kept Mary Marvel. It would have made more logical sense than putting fucking Supergirl with them ugly ass pants on and that Carol haircut. I'm like, oh fuck.
I forgot about that look.
Yeah, Tom King decided, it'd be cool. Let's cut her hair and put her in pants. And
Of course.
you see him, Dylan. That shit ugly. That shit
Yeah.
ugly. Jesus Christ. I'm like, holy moly of fuck. Please put her back in a skirt. I beg. I beg. Please put her back in the skirt. Like Supergirl, I need y'all to understand, Supergirl does not look good in pants. It doesn't work. It does not work at all. I don't care what none of y'all say. It does not work. She ugly as fuck. And I'm getting tired of them putting all the damn female characters in like covered up clothes and stuff like that. And we got Ezra Miller comic book version of his ass in our face as a cover for a fucking Flash comic book that's supposed to tie into the Flash movie. Like, that's weird. That is weird. That is fucking weird. Why is his fucking bare ass on a damn cover? Because if this was a woman, y'all have a problem. I don't get it. How is it okay for how is it okay for us to see a man fucking halfway naked on a comic book cover, but then a woman can't be, even though majority of your fucking readers are fucking straight males? Hello. How many times I gotta say this shit?
I mean, and I just gotta say, like, you know me, I enjoy seeing men naked, but it was not good art. Like, it wasn't even enticing to me. So I was like, what was the point of this?
I don't know. I don't know why he's naked. That's the problem. Why was this even approved as a fucking cover? What does this have to do? Anything. Nothing. It does not. It makes no logical sense. Again, I'm not. Look. No, I'm not. Look, I don't. Roland Dodge. I done told y'all. I don't play that them bullshit. It's only two genders, either he or she. Pick one. I'm not doing no zer, there, boo, it, all, no. I'm not doing all that bullshit. We're not playing no games here. Not in this house.
I don't do that shit either. Like, I got no time for any of that.
Yeah, I'm not about to change correct English to please some weirdos. I'm just not. Oh, but can't you? No, I'm not trying with that shit because that's stupid. I'm not about to change the English language to try to please you. Like, no, that's dumb. That's dumb. Yeah, and then the Ezra Miller shit. The Ezra Miller shit, Dylan. If WB don't fire Ezra Miller and Amber Heard, I don't know what to say. I don't know. Like, I understand David got a lot on his plate, but this is ridiculous. I
mean, I'm pretty sure at this point they're at least considering it. Like, they might be like, we've spent too much money, it's not possible, but they're like, let's look into it. Let's at least run the numbers and see how it might work out if we were to change it. Maybe it'll make us even more money if we make them happy, which happens. So do that.
But my thing is first off, they already lost half a $500,000 on JJ Abrams' ass. You gave him $250 million out of a $500 million deal. The motherfucker ain't did shit yet. He ain't did shit yet for y'all asses. He ain't did shit for y'all. So you already $250 million in a hole with his ass. Then you got CNN Plus. You spent $500 million on that shit. And guess what? That shit was closed down in 2 weeks. So you spent $500 million to bring CNN Plus to life. And David Zaslav said, fuck that shit. We're done. So here's what we're going to have to do. The Flash, Aquaman, Batgirl, scrub them hoes. Aquaman, you can savage. All you got to do is take the Amber Heard scenes, replace it with another actress. You got something going on. That's not that hard. But the Flash movie, he's supposed to be playing 3 versions of Barry Allen. Oh, God, fuck. No offense, because this is for Midnight's Edge. Just because Zack Snyder chose the actors doesn't mean that he's at fault for their behavior after they cast, because there's a lot of actors who do a lot of shit that the directors in them don't know, and they could hide they could hide a lot of stuff, and Hollywood have defended a lot of weirdos. So Zack Snyder's not going to be the first, and he's definitely not going to be the last director who casts weirdos in their movies. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this, and I'll defend Zack on this one. If WB ass didn't fire Zack Snyder and didn't jump to conclusions with the DCEU, what could have happened is we could have had a Flash movie 8 years ago. So when all of this shit came out with Millard, when they were doing the sequel to the Flash movie, they could have easily replaced him before the damn movie was finished. I'm just saying. But you know, I don't know nothing, right? Y'all got rid of Zack Snyder, Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, and you kept Amber Heard and Ezra Miller. Yikes.
Solid business plan.
Yeah. Weirdos. Now you got them talking about he done erased his social media presence. He done kidnapped this 18-year-old girl. They are in the wind. They don't know where neither one of them people are at. Then another family with the 12-year-old girl accused him of grooming. And I'm like, holy shit. Are you guys kidding me right now? Like, what's happening here? Y'all fired Johnny Depp over rumors, over allegations that weren't even real. But Amber Heard and Ezra, like, what the fuck? You know? Who was the worst cast in Zack Snyder's DCEU? Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller as the Flash, because the man. Matter of fact, hold on. Let's just look at an example of the reason why. Shit, talking about who's the worst. Shit, I can show you who the worst is. Look at that goddamn thing. I can definitely look at that.
I mean, for me, it's a three-way split between Ezra Miller, Ray Fisher, and Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I can see those. I can definitely see those. But I think the one that bothered me the most was Ezra, because I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Because, you know, from the reason why I'm saying that is because, you know, the Flash movie, that was the, and, you know, I was like, okay, finally the movie will give us an opportunity to, you know what I'm saying? And we never got it. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, Jesus Christ. How the hell y'all miscast the Flash running? Like, how do you miscast him? It's not that damn hard. Like, Jesus Christ. Just damn cast him correctly. But no. No. Like, geez, is this it? Hold on, let me see if that's the scene. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this the damn scene right here. Let me share this for y'all so y'all can see this fucked up run. This fucked up run, because that, oh god, hold on, cause that junk right there pissed me off. Here we go. Here's him running. Here is him running. Look at that. How in the fuck is he running? Hell, look at this. Look at this.
He looks like the special kid running.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, look, I'm quite sure, Dylan, me and you, we know we both fat as fuck, but I know our asses can run better than this.
Exactly. I could at least keep the form.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what all this thing is that he's doing with his hands, or he's just kind of like,
yeah,
like,
what are you doing,
boy?
What is he doing? Yeah, they tried to. The thing about the Jason Momoa thing, they tried to make him a dude, bro. Bro.
And that was my problem with it. Like, I already had enough of a problem with it because I was like, he doesn't look like Arthur Curry. But then on top of that, like, that characterization, I was like, okay, see, you could have won me over, and instead you did something that I completely hated. So it was just lost for me.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I didn't really like it either because I didn't really want him as a joke, even though, you know, once the Aquaman movie came out, a lot of people didn't see Aquaman as a joke anymore, which that's great. But I didn't want him to be a dude, bro. Now, the only way you could have did that if you went the route that the Brave and the Bold, Batman the Brave and the Bold went with Aquaman. You remember how he acted. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull up a clip of him from the little thing from that movie. Let's see. If you do that one, or if you do the DC animated movie one, then sure, you know what I mean. But since they decided not to do the DC AU one, they could at least did the Brave and the Bold one. Let's see if I can pull. I'm gonna pull up a little bit of that, and we'll just look at the little clip right quick of that. Let's see. Make sure I'm not. I want to just get like maybe like a little top thingy. Let's see. Okay, so here's the Aquaman right here.
The mystery of the stolen statue. The secret of the mechanical sea monster. Coral Reef.
Oh yes, John DiMaggio, one of my favorite voice actors.
I call that Aquaman's undercover adventure. No, the time I wore an eye patch to infiltrate a crew of pirates.
See, if you wanted to do an Aquaman, if you wanted to do an Aquaman, you either went that way or you go this route. These two are the only ones we can do. These are the only two we can do. Like there's no other. Well, hold on. That was not the Aquaman I want. Because that's from Superman. But oh gee.
Yeah.
Now is the time for mighty Atlantis to rise up and strike terror into the hearts of its enemies. Or, what treason is this?
That's the Aquaman you want right now.
Good old hook hand.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're not gonna do the Brave and the Bold one or that Aquaman, don't even bother at this point. And I think Jason Momoa was like, I think he was supposed to be like a in between of both of them, but didn't do it well. You know what I'm saying? And I can tolerate him. I can tolerate him before I can tolerate Ezra Miller. And Ray Fisher, the only reason why I didn't really care about Ray Fisher is because Cyborg should never be on the Teen Titans. That was my problem. Like, to be honest, fuck what Ray Fisher was saying. Don't care if it was true or not. He should have never been in the Justice League. Period. In the conversation with that one. So I don't give a damn if any of y'all like Cyborg. But I'm just letting y'all know that Cyborg ass, regardless if what Ray Fisher was saying was true or not, he should have never been in the movie. So Ray Fisher Cyborg should have been recast with Green Lantern and Martian Manhunter. Those two characters should have been in the damn movie regardless. There was no ifs, ands, and buts about that. So Ray Fisher, I don't care. Keep him in, keep him out. I don't care. He really shouldn't have been in the movie in the first place. If it was up to me, he would have never been in the movie because Cyborg does not belong. That's how I feel about Cyborg in a conversation with Cyborg. Aquaman, I can tolerate him because Jason Momoa is charming. But Ezra was some kind of special that I was just like, I don't know if I can hang out with this child for 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Even because in the Snyder Cut, even though he was there, but it was just like it's too long. He's in this movie too long. I can't tolerate him being so fucking weird. Because you can tell his personality, his weird personality was just weird. I didn't feel comfortable watching him as the Flash at all. I really didn't. I thought he was the most weird. I thought he was the most miscast out of everybody. And I had a problem with Jesse Eisenberg, but I can tolerate Jesse Eisenberg because once you really sit down and watch Batman, Superman, Dawn of Justice, and you like really sit down and really see what he's doing, you're like, that motherfucker played Superman and Batman like fucking fiddles. I love it. But he did it in an erratic way where you're so like mesmerized by the fact, like you're like, fuck, that's not the Lex Luthor. But we have to remember, this ain't the Lex Luthor that we know. This is the Lex Luthor that's trying to become that Lex Luthor that we remember. Just like Henry Cavill Superman is supposed to be that Superman that we all remember, but he's supposed to get there. Just like the same thing with Ben Affleck's Batman. When you realize that these characters aren't there yet, and they're supposed to get there yet, the movie makes way more sense. And I think that's another thing that a lot of people don't want to give Zach credit for, is that he really gets you to sit down and think about the movies. When you sit down and think about the movies, like, think about it. What was the last MCU movie you or show you really sat down and thought on a deep philosophical level, where you'd be like, damn, this shit made some kind of fucking sense, or oh shit, now I get it. And I'm not talking about them fucking Easter egg shit like the MCU tards be. Look at the 12 things you missed in the second episode of Miss Marvel. Yeah, but that shit didn't make me sit down and think like, damn. I think the last movie that really made me think, like seriously think, was Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I think that was probably the last Marvel movie where I really sat down and really thought like, damn, that was some deep shit. Because Civil War didn't make me think shit through, because I already figured out the damn fucking plan halfway through the damn movie. Infinity War was good, but again, if you read the Infinity Gauntlet, the movie doesn't do the Infinite Gauntlet justice. Like, once you read the book and you watch the movie, you're like, yeah, this just doesn't give me the punch. It doesn't give me the punch. But don't get me wrong, Infinity War is definitely a good movie. It's just I can't say the same for Endgame. Wow. What the fuck? Endgame?
I don't know. Yeah, that I was already in a downward swing with Marvel movies, starting with Civil War. Like, before that, I was like, okay, cool. When they deviated on like the Winter Soldier story, I was like, I don't know about that. Like, that was actually what had already kind of like, I don't know how to feel about this because of the way that they're changing shit. And then it got to Civil War, and I was still with my ex at the time, and he had never read Civil War, so I gave him the comics like for him to read, and he read them, and he really liked the story, so he was geeked to go see the movie. And I was trying to tell him like, calm down. It's not the same. Like, I can already guarantee you, what you read in the comics is not what's going to happen on screen. So we went and watched the movie. We got out, and as soon as we were walking out, he was just like, yeah, you're right. That really wasn't like the comics that you showed me. He was like, I liked the comics better. Like, that the movie was fine. He was like, but it was not like the story that you showed me. I was like, yeah, that's usually how it happens now. And just ever since then, like, I've just been continuing like slowly down the hill. But it's to the point now where it's like they're not even doing that thing that they were doing first, where they were taking like names of well-known like storylines and like throwing them. They still do that a little bit, but they were doing a lot more at the beginning, and then they would just change it however they wanted. Now they're just doing new shit however they want.
Yeah, and no offense, guys, another thing too is that I got more enjoyment out of watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. than the current shit that came out from Marvel, because it was such an enriched storytelling. They were telling better stories than the fucking MCU. Hell, Cloak and Dagger was telling a better damn story than most of the shit that's on it from the MCU. Like,
true.
Come on now, like it's just, I'm sorry, it's just, it doesn't get me there. And and I know how some people always want to try to hate on the DCEU, but why are there so many movies always trying to either debunk or explain, or there's always some deeper meaning? Because if you look at a Zack Snyder movie, there is always a deeper meaning than people really want to think. But a lot of people don't remember how to think, because those movies, not only are they superhero movies, but they're also movies. You get what I'm saying, Dylan? They're also movies that actually make you think. Because I know how some people got mad at Sucker Punch, but think about it. If you realize the title, if you think about the title, it makes absolutely sense why the movie is called Sucker Punch. And it makes absolutely sense why these girls are fantasizing a world where they get to fight for their freedom, because they're not free. And it's like, bam, once you figure that out, you're like, wow, the movie is on some psychological deep shit, because these girls have to imagine being free and fighting for their lives while being enslaved into a mental hospital, and they have to dance and prostitute themselves in order to survive. That can actually mentally break somebody. And what happens when you're almost on the edge of mentally break? You retrieve inside your mind and come up with something better to try to justify yourself. It's kind of like you guys know about porn stars. A lot of porn stars say they take things or they fantasize something else. So where they're doing the sex scenes, they're not in it. You know what I'm saying? Their mind's not there. Their performance is there, but their mind's not there because they've retreated inside their mind to find something else that'll get them through having sex on screen for money. I know it's crazy, but you have to think about it like that. And I think a lot of us see that's what happens when you have the MCU giving you popcorn flicks. Just like what's the legendary filmmaker said when he said that Marvel movies are nothing but popcorn flicks. And he's right. They really are just nothing but popcorn roller coaster flicks. Because think about it. You know how a Marvel movie is going to start, you know how it's the middle, and you know how it's going to end. And every movie, we could say the same thing about almost every Marvel movie. It's the same fucking formula every goddamn day. Nothing's different. Nothing's hardly different. Even when they try to be different with the Eternals, nothing's different about that bullshit. It was overblown. It was overcrowded. It was way over blunt. They tried to make it a DCEU movie that made no logical sense at all whatsoever. The movie was just a mess. That's just a mess. That wasn't them experiment. That was just them doing a fucking mess. What was a mess was Inhumans, Iron Fist, Eternals. What was another movie that they did that was just a whole Black Widow. Black Widow, no, it was a mess. That shit was definitely. I was just like, you know what? Y'all could have just left her ass dead for this shit.
Captain Marvel.
I didn't need a movie. I did not need a movie at all. Like, Jesus Christ. What all you guys are saying? Let's see. A whole lot of y'all done said something about ice skating. Ice skaters can run better than him. Fatties, laugh my ass off. The Snyder Cut cast sounds publicly problematic with all of their personal business affecting the movie. I mean, but it was WB's fault. WB was the one who got rid of Snyder at the time of his daughter dying, and they put in Josh Whedon. Then Josh Whedon was like, "Hey, let's refilm 80% of the fucking movie." The fuck? Like, why? Of course it was going to be problematic. You brought that on yourself when you literally, first off, Zack wanted to do a Man of Steel 2 first before he followed up on anything. The studio told him, "Hey, Zack, do a Batman versus Superman movie." But I was gonna do a Superman 2 first, then I was gonna do a Wonder Woman solo movie, then I was gonna do a Batman solo movie, then I was gonna, lead it up into a Justice League movie. Yeah, we ain't got that kind of time. Let's do a Batman Superman movie because that'll get people in there and it'll make $1 billion. Oh, okay. Then Zack and them. Zack came up with the concept. Then they got writers to write the script, and who approved of it? Who approved of it? The WB executives. Ooh, but Zack, you're gonna have to cut the story down. Okay, wait. You gotta cut the story down, Zack. But we want you to introduce Wonder Woman, Batman, the Justice League, and we want you to also introduce some of Batman's villains and some of Joker's some of Superman's villains as well. But we also want the final battle to be against Doomsday. Can you do that for us, Zack? Sure. Okay, I got it, guys. I got it down to 3 hours and 25 minutes. Yeah, no, Zack, you gotta cut that shit down. What? It's already too long, Zack. Oh, okay. 2 hours and 35 minutes. We're just gonna take the important scenes out. Who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that bullshit. Just let's go. And that's what happened. That is literally what happened. And then they did Justice League movie. And then again, they was like, "Okay, Zack, we know we promised you we were going to put this into 2 parts, but yeah, we want the movie to be below 2 hours. So an hour and 36 minutes. And you got to cut some of these scenes out. And Zach's working on it. He's like, okay, his daughter died. And then they're like, you know what, Zach? You're fired. Josh, can you come in? Yeah. So we got the movie 80% complete. We just got to add up the final touches. Yeah, but I don't like this. Okay, Josh, what do you think? We should refilm the entire movie. Okay, here's $200 extra million. Go for it. But oh wait, Henry Cavill and the Justice League cast are in prior movies and stuff like that. We'll get them back for reshoots and we'll just CGI the shit that we don't need right now. What? Like, oh, okay.
I knew that movie was going to be such a problem when I heard about all of those issues like during production. I was like, oh, this movie is going to bomb so fucking hard.
Oh yeah.
It was so fucking disappointing because I remember the way that it played out is exactly how I knew they were going to do it. Like they had the two movies, Man of Steel and then Batman versus Superman. So they had that, and I was already wondering because I mean we all saw the MCU was already going, like it had its thing.
Yeah,
it was already up and running. So I was like, I get the feeling they want that success, but they don't want to completely copy Marvel. So what they're gonna do is instead of like the individual movies and then bring them all together, they're probably gonna do it the other way. Do the group movie all together first and then split them off in different directions. I was like, it's going to bomb so fucking hard. Yeah. And that's exactly what happened.
And then, of course, everybody still loves to be like, well, it was Zack Snyder's fault. Y'all do realize he didn't write the shit, right? All he had was creative control. That was about it. But he didn't write the scripts. Because the scripts still have to get approved by the executives at WB. I'm just being honest, and I also tell people too. I was like, it's very hypocritical because you know how Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. A lot of people was like, what the fuck was that shit, right? And everybody was like, we don't blame Sam Raimi, just like we don't blame him for Spider-Man 3. Okay, so you don't blame Sam Raimi for Spider-Man 3 or Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness because he directed it. But he had studio interference and he didn't write the script, but he had creative control, right? Okay, but y'all don't blame him. Okay, so the same fucking energy for Sam Raimi is the same damn energy for Zack Snyder. Zack did not write the fucking scripts and he had studio interference. No, it's still Zack's fault. The fuck? How? Because if you can't blame Sam Raimi for the fault of Doctor Strange and Spider-Man 3, then you can't blame Zack for the fault of Batman vs. Superman and Justice League. And think about this too, guys. What happened? Every time people criticize Zack's movie, when Zack released a director's cut, what does everybody say? Wow, the director's cut was way better than the theatrical release. It's almost as if not interfering with the director's vision actually works. Mm-hmm. Funny how that works, right? I'm being honest. People praise Watchmen's director's cut, 300's director's cut, Sucker Punch director's cut, Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition, and Justice League Snyder cut. It's funny that all of these movies that Zack did, his director's cut version of the movie is well received better and sells better than the theatrical version of the movies. I'm just being honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a spade a spade. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. But I love the irony of the whole fact that they wanted to get rid of Zack, Ben, Henry, and a few other guys so fast, and they kept some of the most problematic people. Patty Jenkins, that Asian bitch who wrote Birds of Prey movie, James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie. Look, say what you want. The movie might have been great, but it didn't do well. The same thing for y'all precious Peacemaker. Peacemaker did not do well on HBO Max while y'all trying to sit up there and pretend Wonder Woman 1984 did better than Peacemaker and Suicide Squad. Just saying. And the Suicide Squad movie was good, but because Warner Brothers couldn't answer a simple question, they fucked themselves up. where did this movie take place in? We don't know which Superman is Superman. We don't know which Batman is Batman. We don't know if it's a sequel or a soft reboot. Oh, okay, great. Then people ain't gonna watch it. Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Nobody watched it because the girls look like men in trash bags.
I did watch it, unfortunately, in theaters, and God, talk about a terrible fucking movie, man.
Oh, the movie. Which one? Birds of Prey? Oh, Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey.
What the Dylan? What the fuck was that movie?
Oh my God, I hated it so much. Like, I was already kind of like, I don't think I'm gonna like this because of what I had seen, and I was like, again, it was one of those times where I was like, well, maybe they can change my mind. And I watched it, and I was like, oh my God! Not only did they not change my mind, they made me hate them even more. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, and you know what made it even worse is it made me hate Harley Quinn even more. I was like, "Yep, I'm about sick of Harley Quinn at this point." Like, and remember, Dylan, this movie was made over the Gotham City Sirens and the Joker Harley Quinn movie that was supposed to be made instead. But they said, you know what? No, let's not do that. Let's do Birds of Prey. Yikes.
The one everybody's been calling for.
Yikes. Yikes. What the
Because
fuck?
I have nothing against the Birds of Prey. I think they're an awesome team, but why would you jump straight to that team? Like, you hadn't set up any of those characters.
Nope. That's my thing is, how the hell you gonna set up Birds of Prey and you haven't even set up a solo Batman movie in the DCEU, dumbasses? Shit didn't make no damn sense.
We're already trying to build off of Batman's whole like legacy and everything, and it's like you don't even have a Batman that you're using.
That's what I'm saying. That's why the Batgirl movie don't make no damn sense. How the fuck you gonna do a Batgirl movie and you ain't even did a Batman movie? Make that make sense. And no, the Robert Pattinson bullshit one do not count. All right, it doesn't count. I'm talking about in the DCEU. And I'm just saying. Which is kind of strange because that's another thing. That's another movie too that a lot of people misunderstood when I say that the movie failed. Is a failure. It's a failure studio wise because domestically it did not make the money that the studio wanted to. You guys understand that, right? Its total was 725 million or 750 million worldwide on a budget of 300 million, right? So a movie that's budget is 300 million, well, maybe 350 million, and its domestic gross. I mean, its domestic gross was like what? Maybe 362 million, and then its worldwide box office is 750 million. Yeah, that's not a big profit, fools. That's why I said the studios will see it as a failure, even though it made money to the studio on that kind of budget. That ain't that damn good. That's not that damn good. I'm just being honest. Because again, Wonder Woman 1984 made more. You can hate the movie, but it still made more money than the Batman, domestically wise, which means it's more profitable. People have to understand profits. Nobody's not saying the movie failed at the box office, but what I'm saying is profit is over everything. Just like I was telling people how Avengers Endgame is basically a failure of a movie, and people are like, "What are you talking about? It did so well. It made $2 billion at the box office." Yeah, but its budget was 500 million plus the plus the 100 million that it has to do for marketing, plus the 15% cut that Robert Downey Jr. gets first before anything else. You get what I'm saying? You have to remember there are a lot of things that goes on before a movie becomes profit. Why you think Marvel was so desperate to re-release the movie in a half-ass condition just so it can make the $2 billion, so it can become profitable long term? When the Joker movie is more profitable than Endgame, you know you fucked up. The fact that Infinity War is more profitable than Endgame says something. I'm just being honest. But people don't like to hear that kind of stuff because they don't want to hear that kind of shit. It is what it is, and what it is what it ain't. let's see. The CW Flash is better, and Grant Gustin is doing, is all he doing is throwing his arm back and forth. Yeah, yeah, he is. And I really wish Grant Gustin take his ass to the fucking gym and stop being a little pussy. It's been almost 9 years, Dylan. 10 years, Dylan. The man still ain't got a runner's body. Ezra
It
got in
really
shape
has
for the
been that
movie.
long. Damn.
Ezra got in shape for the movie. Grant, why you ain't got in shape for the Flash? Motherfucker, you need to be having an ass and a chest. Oh, come on, Dylan. He's running every fucking day. I mean, we've seen runners' bodies. Those runners got bodies, mainly booty. I don't know how that works. I don't understand how you running a lot put a lot of trunk in your junk. I mean, in the back. I mean, because the women got booties, the men got booties, and I'm like, what? All from running? I'm confused. How the hell this works? He ain't got nothing.
I think it does also help when like their legs end up really like skin. Well, I mean, like muscly, so
Yeah,
it looks very
he has
lean.
no
So I think that
calves.
helps.
He has no calves at all.
Yeah, that is true.
I got more calves than that man. Like, come on now. Yeah, Grant, he did act more like Lobo than Aquaman. That's true.
Yeah, I can see that.
Let's see. Campy, corny, light-witting, escapist bullshit. Yeah. I really like that show. Yeah, Batman Brave and the Bold was really good, actually. It's outrageous. Zack Snyder should have done the edgy Aquaman. Yeah, he should have. I don't know why he made him such a dude, bro, instead of taking the edgy DCAU one. Because the edgy DCAU Aquaman would have been perfect for him. Let's see. Sup, Free Fire Comics. Ezra Miller Flash, autistic version of Bart Allen. Yeah, thank you. I've been finally somebody who agrees with me that he acts like a retarded version of Bart Allen. He don't act like Barry. He definitely don't act like Wally. I'm like, he's not Barry. He's definitely not Wally. He's more of Impulse than anything else, but even then, he's like a extreme version of Impulse. Trey, have you watched the video of Ezra getting arrested? He needs some serious help. No, I have not, but I did hear about it, and I love how he used the sexual identity against folks too. Dylan, see, that's what I'm saying, and you see why people be like, "Nah, we ain't for this LGBT shit."
Mm-hmm. Gotta love it.
Like he literally said, I'm a non-binary something, and that's hateful, and you will refer to me as they, them. I've been like, look, you got about 5 seconds before I taser your ass. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with these games. So 5, 4, shut up. Like I'm not even like, we're not even about to play.
I would just start beating the shit out of him and then be like, "You shouldn't have reached for my gun." Like, just like that.
The Civil War movie made me think about what.
Right.
I mean, I can kind of see it, but at the same time, I was like, I mean, I get it. I get it. Free Fire Comics. I get it. That Lex Luthor was a little bit weird. He was a little bit weird, but if you really think about it, if we go back to like the 70s and before the 80s, Lex Luthor was kind of silly. And again, if you actually go back to the Christopher Reeve's Superman, Lex Luthor was kind of manic. I'm just being honest. Again, I know people love the Christopher Reeve's Superman movie, but when you break down certain things, y'all sometimes want to pretend like because it's the Holy Grail. But remember, Lex Luthor wasn't a serious person in the Superman movies. He was just as manic as Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor. I'm just being honest.
That's true. I will say it does work for like a younger version of him. The thing that bothers me is that it was a younger version of him because like he's supposed to be older than Clark, and yet like he was.
They decided to see if you read the tie-in comic books, we recently found out that uh, Lex Luthor, his father, the Lex Luthor Senior, because he's Alexander Luthor Jr., but he's, he goes by Lex. His father died literally a year in between. So you know how it's always been 2 years after the events of Man of Steel when Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice came. So if you read the tie-in comics, we realize that the Lex Luthor, the one that we should have saw, he died, and then his son took over. And that's what Zach was trying to make a commentary on millennials, people who get into power that they didn't earn, and what they do with that power. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. If he's a young kid who never had wants or need for anything, and then comes to find out like his dad died, oh yeah, you're in charge of this multi-billion-dollar company. What would you do?
Oh, I'd be so happy. I swear to God, I'd be so happy.
Yeah. Trey, I disagree with Perch and others that hate on the 90s comics, saying they weren't good. I disagree with you. I think for Perch, because since he read so much of them, he was reading like some of the bad shit. But when I was growing up, I was reading the 80s and the 90s comic books, and they were pretty cool. They were pretty cool. I didn't have no problem. Now, some of them had issues. I'm not going to sit up here and lie. But one thing I will say, the 90s, everybody looked at fucking good. Everybody looked, the men and the women looked good. I'm like, God damn. And the dynamic poses is amazing. Like, you could, when I tell you every comic book from the 90s looked like a fucking poster, I'm just being honest. And there were some nuanced stories there, but at the same time, I don't know. Perch probably haven't read all of the 90s comic books. I just remember when I was reading the 90s comic books, they were pretty good. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, they were terrible, because no, the 90s, first off, even if there are not, even if Perch believed that all of the 90s comics weren't good compared to what the fuck we got now, I'll take the 90s. I'll take the 90s comics. I'll take the 90s. I'll take the 90s over the bullshit we got today.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. There are 90s artists who really sucked. Like, I've done a lot of shit on Rob Liefeld for that reason. Oh yeah. But like at the same time, like it really was like such a defining moment, because like I do the same thing. I have a bunch of like 90s comics and shit like around here, and I'll read them, and yeah, like I'll look at them like, okay, some of this shit, like it's so ridiculous. Like gigantic guns that are like 6 times the size of the person holding it, and just like all kinds of weird stuff. But like Trey said, it always looked good because it was such a stylized art form that was going around at the time in comics, that it was just like everybody wanted something that looked flashy and cool and just, extreme. Like there's a reason why we started calling it the extreme age. And I mean, I used to be a lot more of an elitist about it as far as the 97, be like, oh yeah, that was all just trash. Like none of it was any good. For a while, I was like that for a little while. And now I look back at it, I'm like, compared to the shit we have now, at least those books were actually fun. Like they might not have had any real grasp of character development or, plot lines and shit like that. They might not have known what they were doing, but the book is fun to read. It has cool art. Like it's just, you can sit down and read it and just feel like, yeah, I read a comic. I don't really remember what the story was, but it looked cool and it kept my attention. That's all you need from it.
And even though we had the great comic book bust of the 90s, again, they were selling better now. I mean, they were selling better than they are now. So
exactly,
it is what it is.
That's why I'm just like, back then, like, we can talk shit about, the writing or the art or whatever. We can definitely do that. But yeah, like back in the day, they were regularly selling like millions of copies of their comics just off of hype. Like, and think about it, this was before like social media and stuff. So they had to hype shit up just on their own at conventions, in comic book stores, like in newspaper articles, in magazine articles. Like they had to just hype it up however they could, and it worked. People bought them. Nowadays, like you got these people on Twitter and shit, and they can't sell 10,000 copies of a book.
Exactly. And then another thing too is how we Another thing where everybody talking about Comicsgate and indie creators back in the day. Indie comics was selling.
Mhm.
Indie comics was selling. Spawn was selling. Anything that was outside of DC and Marvel was selling, regardless of if you didn't like it or not. They were selling.
Yeah.
And a lot of these books was selling in the millions. Was it harder? Of course. But with the technology we have today, you would think that we can sell stuff quicker, but you can't sell it like you did back in the day. I mean, hell, they had regular people coming in buying The Death of Superman and X-Men #1 by Jim Lee. And we're talking about people who never even read comics, don't know that much about. They just know that X-Men and Superman are comic book characters. But when they said they was killing off Superman, everybody got books. When they said that X-Men was coming with an all-new #1 by Jim Lee, everybody got it. Doesn't matter, girl, female, it, thing, dog, cat, creature, whatever. You was going in the comic book store and you were getting it. And when I was growing up, comic book stores used to be fucking crowded. Go in one now.
Yeah.
Crickets.
It's like a ghost town, yeah. I mean, the one that I go to, like, it has its busy moments, but like the majority of the time, yeah, it's mostly like me and maybe one or two other people in there.
Yeah, that's about it. And again, that's why it's kind of funny when people always try to say that comics are doing better than they were back in the past. Like, oh, in what reality, baby? What? Please show me what reality it is, because I haven't seen it.
Like how, Sway?
Right. It's the same like when they change characters and they be like, we made them better now, and it's just like, how did you make them better if people are not reading the characters now? Huh. Funny how that works. You made Tim Drake bisexual, but did that Tim Drake Pride special sell millions of copies?
Mm-hmm.
Crickets. That's what I thought. Or was the story fucking shared on social media where we saw all the characters talking out of fucking character and talking out their asses, where we know that shit isn't fucking real? Megan McFist Martin, get your ass out of comics. Stop writing men. You can't write them. You can't even write girls. Matter of fact, stop writing at all, because no, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, because that Robin special made absolutely no sense. Are you kidding me? You really think a girl, a ex-boyfriend and ex-girlfriend are literally just gonna this is fun. This is fun that my boyfriend broke up with me and decided to get with his I thought was straight boyfriend. Like, what the fuck? I mean, Megan, baby, there is a Robin solo run and there's a Red Robin solo run, right? Okay, cool, great. Because I think you don't remember this. So Stephanie and Tim broke up several times over, and Stephanie was not the most pleasant person when Tim and her broke up. Yeah, and there was even times when they had broke up and they met back up with each other in their superhero identities, and they fought because Stephanie was fucking pissed off at his ass for breaking up with her. So for you to sit up there and break Tim and Stephanie up off screen, so all that character development from Detective Comics Rebirth goes out the window. Then you get Stephanie to go and try to win Tim back. But then Tim was like, it's not that I don't like you, Steph. It's just that, I'm just trying to discover myself right now. And, I fell in love with someone else. The fuck? And you think Stephanie's just going to sit there? Did you not see what happened when Tim Drake died in Detective Comics? She wanted blood. She was trying to destroy the entire Bat family for his death. And now she gets broken up by him, and you mean to tell me she ain't upset? She okay with this? She was like, oh my God, be cool, Stephanie. Be cool. Oh my God, is that him? Oh my God, is that him? Oh my God, hi, bitch. Who is you writing this shit for? Look. This fake fanfic shit that y'all writing in comic books gotta go. Because the people who are writing comic books right now, Y'all hate these characters and you hate the fans. Don't tell me you like these characters, because you don't. Because there is history and lore that you can easily go in. Matter of fact, Perch even had mentioned Chuck Dixon mentioned there's a whole person that's supposed to keep up with continuity in the comic book industry for both DC and Marvel. And then he said the last time he was at DC, he talked to a continuity guy, and the continuity guy didn't even know to own continuity because he was too busy scrolling on his cell phone. He is the continuity person. Hear me again, guys. Chuck Dixon, one of the legendary writers for most of Batman, talked to the continuity guy about some continuity stuff, and the guy didn't know at all. He didn't know anything about continuity. Okay. Okay. All
Why
right.
does that just make so much sense?
All right. But the fans do. The fans do. No one's business said I thought they would bring in Adam Warlock. Shit, we all thought they were gonna bring in Adam Warlock. They should have brought in Adam Warlock before Infinity War and Endgame. But no, they had to bring Dylan's best friend, Captain Bitch a lot. Captain Marvel. I'm so sorry. I forgot her name for a second.
Well, at least we're getting, Adam Warlock now.
It's too fucking late. Just like we're getting Star Fox, his Thanos' brother. Okay, for what?
Why? Like, just why? Like, the ship has sailed. We're done. Move on.
You know? Right. Like, it just, you know what? 1610, man, if you didn't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., of course, Winter Soldier's plot holes would be plot holes. Because remember, if you weren't watching the show, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was also filling in plot holes for a lot of the MCU movies at the time too. So you had to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well in order to understand a lot of things that happened in the movies as well. I think they stopped that shit probably when we got to probably Age of Ultron, I believe. No, what was the movie after Age of Ultron, Dylan? What was I think after the first Ant-Man movie. I think after the first Ant-Man movie, they just said, fuck it. And they stopped trying to tie in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to the story plot. So when you notice story, because if you was watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the twist of Hydra being infiltrated in S.H.I.E.L.D. wouldn't have been, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was already working on that plot in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when you realize that, oh my God, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s been infiltrated by Hydra. So when I find out that Hydra was infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. in the movie, I was like, oh shit, that's that same shit that happened in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that they were trying, but they couldn't. They were trying to they had warned Fury about it anyway. So he had to fake his own death. That's why a lot of shit in the Winter Soldier happened, because Agent Coulson and them were already fighting against the S.H.I.E.L.D. being invaded by Hydra. It's a whole lot of bullshit, but that's what, if you didn't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you wouldn't have understood a lot of the plot holes for a lot of the movies, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was literally building up those storylines. So in the movies, when you be like, oh, well, how would we know that happened? Well, you would have to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in order to understand that. But, Kevin Feige and Jeff Loeb, I believe, because Jeff Loeb was in charge of the TV department, they had a falling out and all of that bullshit. They got petty with each other, and then Kevin Feige said, fuck it, I'm gonna ignore everything from the shows. So a lot of the shows start not, taking what the shows led up with and start trying to fill it in, because Kevin Feige and Jeff Loeb were both mad at each other. It's petty shit. It was petty shit. But yeah. Dylan off a perk. LOL. What? Okay. I don't understand.
Off a perk. No, I'm just stoned.
Are you worried that Kevin Feige is going to do with Marvel Comics being in charge? To me, he doesn't care. I mean, why should I be worried? He's already there. Like, you've seen the comics hell, when I saw the Guardians of the Galaxy being changed to the movie versions of them, I'm like, oh fuck. Like, so it doesn't even matter. Let's see. People would rather be entertained, no more, no less. That's true. That is definitely
Exactly.
true.
Mhm.
Jack Kirby is rolling his grave. That is definitely true. They changed most of the characters in Eternals. Yes, they did. Let's see, Hawkeye, WandaVision, etc. WB just wanted the DCU to be a MCU knockoff. Yeah, pretty much. But then they also wanted to do a darker version though too. So it was just kind of like, what the fuck? It really pisses me off how they messed up the cosmic side of the universe, especially Marvel, in terms of complex stories. Girl, you ain't gotta tell me twice. I don't even know what the hell to say. Well, shit. Just watch Eric July's videos because he explains it all the time, and I just be like, "Well, I know how mad you were about that one. I was mad about it too." That denouncement is about contrive as hating on mutants while loving a super team such as the Inhumans. I mean, the Avengers. Yeah, that was so stupid too. With all the Ezra Miller controversy, at least it's safe to have said it wasn't him, Barry. Not really a fan of most Zack Snyder's movie, but the Amazon scene I like very much. Yeah.
All right.
What do you think about Tom Swift? Who the fuck is Tom Swift? Who's Tom Swift? Do we know somebody named Tom Swift?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Faith, you gonna tell me who the hell Tom Swift is? Because I don't know who the hell. If you talking about Taylor Swift,
Oh
I don't listen
God.
to her like that. I don't listen to her like that. I'm just being honest. I don't know who the fuck. I don't know who. I don't care about her ass like that. Let's see. Any thoughts on Tom Taylor and the PKJ? The PKJ. Who the fuck is PKJ? I feel bad for PKJ. Who the fuck is PKJ? God, I don't know who PKJ
Yeah.
is. But Tom Taylor, he full of bullshit. He told him himself, like we've been saying. Like, I don't know how almost every real comic book fan been calling the shit out for a long time. They were like, this shit don't make no sense. And the only reason why he did it is because he wanted to virtue signal. I've been saying that for years. The only thing is that Tom Taylor is good at Philip Kennedy Johnson. Well, fuck, why the fuck you didn't say that
Oh,
then?
are we just doing their initials now? I didn't know we were
Like,
doing that now.
you can't be just putting initial shit.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, Tom Taylor and Philip Kennedy Johnson, because I think they're supposed to be doing Superman's supposed to be coming back to Earth finally, because that damn
Oh
War
yeah, that's
World
me.
saga has been it's been going on for about 4 years. It seems like it's like, all right, wrap this shit up. Come on. I've been
But
trading for that shit because I was just like, I'm not even about to
is
do it.
but
I
that's the
wasn't
thing.
about to do it.
Is he coming back like for good, or is he gonna come back and be like, "Oh, it looks like you have everything under control here. I'm gonna go do something else again."
I don't know. I don't know.
Mhm.
And then they talk about John's gonna be nervous to tell his father about his boyfriend and stuff like that. And I'm like, and then Superman's gonna accept him like he accepts everyone and be like, "You're my son, I love you," instead of being like, "No, motherfucker, you shouldn't be dating no damn body. You are fucking 17-year-old with a 10-year-old mind. What the fuck?" Like, ugh. Tom Taylor can write good alternate reality stories, but his ass can't write main continuity stories. He just can't. Sorry, it's the truth. It is the truth. It is definitely the truth. That is what it is. Philip Kennedy Johnson. I do feel bad for him, but DC has lost the trust of everyone giving Superman a chance because you built everybody's trust up during Rebirth, and then you snatched it away and gave it to Brian Michael Bendis, and Brian Michael Bendis destroyed all the goodwill you had for the Superman line. So as much as people want to say, oh, the Flash run is doing good, the Action Comic book is doing good, people do not trust DC and Marvel enough to give them a chance, especially what DC did. Why would I put my hopes and dreams into starting another collecting of Action Comics when the last time I collected Action Comics, I was slapped in the face with bullshit from Brian Michael Bendis with nonsense. Like, come on now. There's only so much I can keep giving chances to. You know, the Superman New 52 was a turnoff for a lot of people, both Action Comics and the regular one. The regular Superman line from the New 52 was a turnoff. Then you finally get people back in with Superman Rebirth and Action Comics Rebirth. People were slowly getting back into it. And then you put Brian Michael Bendis on there, destroyed everything that was built on that, destroyed everything that was built on it. And then saying, well, Philip Kennedy Johnson is doing a good job on Action Comics. Nobody give a fuck. He could be doing the best job ever, but you killed the trust. You killed the trust, DC. Yeah. That's not a me problem. That's a y'all problem. Y'all got to figure out a way to get people to read these books over again. And what's going to happen is you're going to have to be willing to take a loss. You're going to have to be willing to cut the price down, and you're going to have to be willing to promote these books. And you're going to have to be willing to put your artists and writers in check. Where no, you're not going to be saying anything fucking negative to people. You're not going to be blocking people at all. You're going to take the criticism and you're going to work with it. If you can't do that, oh well, this ain't for you. No, hold on, I gotta get me some water.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. It's one of these situations where it's just like this. The industry has been in such dire straits for a while now that, I mean, what can we really do? I mean, to answer your question, Rolling Dodge, is like, how could DC and Marvel win back my trust? I mean, they're kind of doing that a little bit. Because like I had the same issues a lot of people did. The art looks terrible, the stories are stupid, all of that shit. But lately, like the art in the majority of books that I read is at least decent, to the point where I'm like, okay, it's kind of like you see women being drawn with idealized forms, men who are actually kind of acting like men. Yeah, there's still that, every so often you get those patented Marvel just like, silly moments where they have to try and break the tension. If they would knock that shit out, we could get a little bit, closer to where we want to be. But they're doing better, and the stories are a little bit boring. They're a little bit bland. But if they're going to get better over time, I'm fine with that. Just as long as things aren't trying to be quite so like in your face, like beating you over the head with the themes they really want you to know about. I think it can get better. So it might get there. I don't know. We'll see. DC side though, they need to knock off all these like just dumb shit going on. They keep getting like good stuff. Both sides, both DC and Marvel, keep putting out good stuff every so often. It's just it flies under the radar, and then they've put all of their focus on this other shit that ultimately doesn't matter in 6 months. So if they would just stop that and just focus on a timeline and just start telling stories in it, I think we might get some actual traction here.
Yeah, and stop trying to write stories to piss off most of your fans. Mm-hmm. Like, I never quite understood that when they be like, "Yeah, we're doing this to stick it to the man babies." You mean the people that spend their money on your shit? You do realize if these man babies stop spending money, that's y'all asses. So I don't know. I think it's weird. Them runners need cheeks for shock absorption. No homo. That's a good one.
Okay. All right.
Kiefer said can Dylan fight?
If he has to. And he has.
Did you hear Marvel is having an 8-hour movie marathon for Thor: Love and Thunder? Oh fuck no! I'm not. Nope.
I heard about that somewhere. I don't remember where it was that I saw it, but I saw that.
No, God, that sounds terrible. Victor said, "I'm transgender, not binary. I don't want to be searched by a man." Oh, I don't even know what the response should be.
Is there some reason why you need to be searched on a regular basis? Do you regularly cross the border or something?
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm like,
Like,
I don't know what to say about this one.
like,
I don't know what to say about this one. I'm like, nope. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I really don't. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. Trey and Dylan, what was the comic book that made you want to almost quit comics? Mine was when Batman and Catwoman didn't get married. Fuck Tom King. Let's see. What comic book like literally made me walk away? Almost made me quit comic books. I mean, basically the New 52 in general had made me like, fuck this shit. Like, I remember I was enraged with DC. I was like, are you guys shitting me right now? The New 52? Who asked for this shit? Because I was a continuity whore. I was reading books. I was going back in the past and reading from the start of Crisis on Infinite Earth all the way up until now. And then they was like, New 52, and then you just like, holy shit, what was that? Let's see. What book really won? Well, for Marvel was One More Day. The Mary Jane and Peter Parker marriage thing was, again, it just felt like you just spit in my face and told me I was trash with that bullshit, because it felt both out of character for Mary Jane and Peter Parker. Honestly, it really did. DC, what book really made me do it? I would probably have to say the Harley Quinn stuff from the New 52, because I was just like, what the hell is this? Why she looking more like the damn Joker than anything else? That shit. Wonder Woman New 52 run was some hot shit too, to be honest. Superman and Wonder Woman comic book, I remember that one. Superman and Wonder Woman comic book made me almost want to be like, fuck this shit. When they actually gave them a comic book together, and then I found out they were dating, I was like, nah, y'all can miss me with this bullshit. Y'all can miss me with this one. It was just too much. No, I'm sorry. Teen Titans New 52. Teen Titans New 52. That book was horseshit. That, because I was reading the Teen Titans all the way up until post Flashpoint. So yes, I went through all of the terrible runs of the Titans, including the two runs that nobody likes to talk about. I forgot I forgot the damn name of the runs, but they weren't good. They weren't good runs. But I think the Teen Titans New 52 and Spider-Man One More Day was just too much for me, where I literally had to walk away for a little bit before I went back into reading comic books. But yeah, what about you, Dylan?
I don't think that I have one for Marvel that I can think of. DC, I'd probably say mine's Harley Quinn, but the more recent one, the one that came about, just the one that's still, I think it's still ongoing. I'm not sure. But yeah, I tapped out of that one because I was like, the art is terrible. The writing makes me want to kill myself. Like, no, I don't need any of this. So I had to quit that one. And I thought about like just quitting all comics.
Yeah.
And then I have two other ones, but they exist on a very different extremes. So the first one is pretty obvious, was Mother of Madness. When I read that
God,
book,
no, not Mom.
literally, I could not turn a single page without having to stop. This was when I was drinking more heavily too. I had to stop after every page flip, after I would read just like two panels, put the book down, take a shot, sit there and just like groan and just be like, all right, let me keep going. And I would like start reading again. It was such a terrible book that I was really like, I don't think I want to just deal with comics anymore. Like that really just sucked all the energy out of me. The
Oh
other
my.
one is it did make me want to quit, but not okay, it's just a weird way. The Boys. When I read The Boys, um it I didn't hate it. I actually did enjoy The Boys. I will
Mm.
say that whew, it is a wild fucking ride, that book. And all the like tie-ins and spin-offs and shit. But that one made me want to quit comics just because like after I read it, I was like, I don't know if I can read superhero stuff the same anymore,
Yeah.
which is my favorite genre. So I was just like, I don't know if this has like permanently like scarred the way I look at superheroes or something, but no, thankfully I was able to, get back into it. But yeah, that was one time where, like I said, it wasn't even for like a bad reason. It's just it it did what it wanted to do so very well that I was just left wondering like,
Mhm.
can I even do this shit anymore?
You know what? I got another one too that's outside of DC and Marvel. Um, Joe Glass books, The Pride, all of it. All of it. I was just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my Jesus. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know. I when I tell you it's hard to explain the experience of reading Joe Glass comics. Um, as you know, everything is gay, and it just wasn't good. It was to the point where it just was like, man, this is more soul crushing than anything else. You just like, God damn it, have we felt that bad?
Ah, yes.
Like,
Yes.
have we felt that bad as a society that we're literally letting people literally write any and everything? Because there's a time and a place. Like Joe Glass shit could have been like fanfic shit, and that's it, and that's it. Some ideas don't need to come out at all. It really doesn't. And that's not trying to be mean. That's just being honest because
I'd prefer it if you just be mean.
look, okay, Joe, if you're listening, I don't give a damn.
Oh, don't worry
Um,
about that, Queen.
look, motherfucker. First off, get rid of the damn rainbow fingernails. I'm sick of looking at them on your damn hands. We get it. You're gay. You don't need to parade about it. Another thing, um, figure out an art style. Figure it out now. Because each and every one of them damn books had several different art styles going on. I'd rather you be consistent like Riley Rosmo ugly ass artwork than half minute is looking ugly here. Next page is decent. Then the next page is looking like something coming out of DC and Marvel. Then the next thing is looking like something coming out of Image. Make up your mind. Number what 4? Um, tone down the gay puns. I don't get them. I don't get it. A lot of people don't get it. I don't understand the lingo, and I'm not going to try to understand the lingo. And the majority of people in the world are not going to understand the lingo too. Um, Number 5, um, stop making everything so damn politically gay too, because if everything that's going on in that world of the pride in them has everything to do with them being gay, that's a fucking problem. Do you read a Superman comic book and a Batman comic book where every one of their problems is about them being fucking straight? That's what I thought. So why the fuck you writing a damn book where everything is damn fucking gay 24/7 or it's issues about being gay?
Mhm.
They're gay. We get it. You literally have a man called Fag Man. That
Yeah.
he literally
Forgot
flies
about that.
and fucking rainbows poop out of his ass at this point. I mean, I know it's the fucking cape, but it might as well be the fucking ass. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wait, hold on. Give me a second, Dylan. I'm gonna mute myself. You guys
Okay.
talk for me right quick. I gotta take this phone call.
So yeah, I mean, just I don't know what's going on, y'all. I don't know how to feel about these things anymore. You got so many of these things that people just doing dumb shit, especially when it comes to pride stuff. Like just doing dumb shit with stories and characters just because they want to tell yet another gay story. It's like we have enough of them at this point. If anybody needs support or comfort or whatever, there are like 25 fucking gay stories that they could very easily access that were probably written last year. So they don't need any more. Like there are not that many of us. Like let's move on. And that's why I'm saying I feel like the pendulum's starting to swing a little bit, and that they're finally starting to realize like, yeah, not everybody's into this shit. Maybe we should tell something else. Like what is it that superheroes do? They fight villains, right? Maybe we should have them do that. Like that seemed to work for almost 100 years. Maybe we should just go back to doing that again. And they're slowly starting to get back into that groove. So I really hope that that does continue to happen, because I'm tired of all of these different anthologies, this shit right here. Which I mean, I was going to make a video today, just like an obligatory, like, where have I been video, because I haven't made a video in fucking forever. So I was going to make one today, and then I didn't get around to it. So maybe tomorrow I'll make it. Maybe. We'll see. Possibly. Don't hold me to it though. But yeah, I need to get back onto like my own channel, because if y'all have noticed, I'm always either here or I have the Saturday show, which is Comics Way. If y'all don't know, I have another show that I'm on, so y'all need to go and watch that too. But yeah, then there's also my own channel that I have been neglecting, so I need to get back into that. I need to start doing comic book reviews. The like sad thing is I still have people commenting on my videos asking me like, "Hey, can you do more reviews of like this book, or I like the way you did a review for this one. Can you do more of it?" I'm like, "Shit. Yeah, I can whenever I get back to it, which will be soon. I promise everybody. It's going to be soon. I've just had a lot of work shit going on, have not been able to balance the schedule, but now we might be hitting smoother waters. So hopefully now I can. But promise, I'm coming back. Mm. Yeah, it's all right, Andy. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm in contact though with all of like the CG guys. So I mean they know where I've been at. Like anytime they want to talk to me directly, like they have, constant contact. So I still talk to like all of them pretty much. Well, I haven't been talking all that much, but I still hear from them every single day. So I mean, it's not like there's any like static or beef there. Like not at all. Like I'm still cool with everybody. Like I said, I'm on Comics Way, which I mean, you know that. So yeah, no, everything's cool. It's just I've been busy, so I haven't been able to watch people's streams. I haven't, gotten on people's streams other than this one and the other one tomorrow. And I haven't done any of my own streams. I haven't had the fucking time. So hopefully, yeah, you should be seeing more of me pretty soon. You read the new Jurassic League? Yes, I did. Pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I actually kind of liked it. I look forward to seeing more of it. Tried to get issue 2, but it was already sold out at my comic book store when I got there at like 1:30. So shit happened. Kiefer, if you really need to know, my name is right there. This thing in the parentheses, yeah, that's all my name. That's my channel name right there. So
Yeah. What's so funny is I remember I saw somebody on Twitter. They was like, DC, for the love of money, stop making alternate reality Justice League stories and actually fix your main continuity Justice League stories because
yeah,
they're
because like
terrible. I was like, yeah, you're
yeah.
right. You're right. You're
Well,
right.
my whole thing is like I like the alternate like story like this one with Jurassic League. I like it, but at the same time I'm like I want to understand though why you can write cool stories that are from an alternate universe, but when it comes to your main universe, it's like you just don't care what the fuck is happening with them. Like
Yeah.
put some care and concern, because like the reason why the offshoots are popular should be because the main one is also popular. Like that's how this thing works. It shouldn't be the other way. Like people shouldn't want to read regular Justice League because they read Jurassic League. It
Yeah.
shouldn't work that way.
And remember back in the day, Dylan, what we were like teased with so many Justice League books back in the day. What we had: Justice League of America, Justice League International, Justice League Europe, Extreme Justice. Yeah, that was a title. That was a title. Like we had all of those great Justice League books, and they were doing good. They were doing good. Hell, we even had we ever had Justice League Detroit, and we also had JSA as well. And we had two JSA books. We had JSA and we had Justice League. We had Justice Society of America, and it was the same thing with Justice League. So you had the JLA, which was Justice League of America, and you had Justice League of America, and then you had Justice League. So I know it sounds crazy, but the titles are different, but they were in the same continuity, and they'll cross over and stuff like that. But man, back in the day, we used to Justice League had some good titles. Definitely
They
had some good
did
titles.
back in the day. Nowadays, nobody knows how to do teams
Mhm.
anymore.
I think the one Justice League book that everybody hates. Dylan, you remember the Justice League book that everybody hated before the New 52?
Which one? Are you talking about the Bwahaha time?
The one that was supposed to be the ongoing series, but they turned into a mini series because it got so much backlash. But the artwork was so realistically beautiful.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh,
You remember the
see,
title?
that's sad. That's sad.
Like he had so much potential, but God, Jesus Christ! Just if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, the worst Justice League title that everybody hates to this day was Justice League Cry for Justice. Yikes! That book. Woo, that book was something that nobody nobody asked for. So if you guys don't know, Justice League, all right, have a good night,
Oh
Andy.
yeah, later, Andy.
If any of you guys don't know, after Justice League of America ended, which was the one where it had a lot of the Teen Titans and some of the C and E and Z characters all formed the Justice League. Remember, I told you after Infinite Crisis, no, after Final Crisis, because Batman died. Well, we thought Batman died. A lot of the side kid characters and the proteges, they all moved up into their mentors' place, took over, and they had this Justice League story, which was pretty cool. And then after that, that Justice League run ran for like probably about 30 issues, Dylan. And then they canceled. No, they didn't cancel. They ended it, and then they started up with, oh, we're going to do a new Justice League title, and it's going to be called Justice League Cry for Justice. And everybody was like, oh snap! And it was such a beautiful artwork too. And it came right after the end of, remember, Trial of Shazam. You remember Trial of Shazam, where Billy Batson had to become King Shazam to sit on the Rock of Eternity while Freddy became the new Captain Marvel. That was that artist did the work on that one, but then he did the artwork on Cry for Justice. I don't think that artist did any more work for DC after Cry for Justice because it was such major backlash. And I think that artist was like, well, fuck this. But if any of you guys don't know, Justice League Cry for Justice was actually supposed to be a long running run, but because of what they did in Cry for Justice, everybody was like, fuck this book, kiss our asses. and I think they were going to do a new Justice League title, but the New 52 happened, so they didn't get a chance to kind of fix what they fucked up after Justice League Cry for Justice. Like Justice League Cry for Justice literally had killed the Justice League franchise for a while for people, because everybody was like, no, fuck that book. That book was terrible. That was unnecessary. That book was unnecessary, Dylan. I mean, not the book itself wasn't unnecessary, but the storyline was unnecessary. I was just like,
yeah.
I was like, what is this, torture porn? Like what the hell? Like when I tell you everything went wrong, everything went wrong. And it was mostly towards the Green Arrow family. That everybody was like, what the hell is this shit? Like, nothing was good about the ramifications of that book at all.
And the Green Arrow like family has never recovered to this day. Like they're still all kinds of fucked up.
Cry for Cry for Justice killed the Green Arrow family, and they have never been able to recover since.
No.
Holy shit. Trey, would you like to see the Crime Syndicate versus Justice League? I have. It's called Justice League Crisis on Two Earths.
Yeah,
And
they have a few
I
different.
have the book, and I have the book too. Justice League versus Earth 3. You know, the Grant Morrison book. So I kind of already
do love me some Crime Syndicate though. My favorite is Owlman, not just because I like Batman, and because I like owls, but just yeah. I don't know why. For some reason, the look really works for me. Well, the new look, the old one with like the brown owl head. Now that one just looks stupid.
I ain't gonna lie, the New 52 made them look better. I was like, ooh, they all looking good, especially Superwoman. I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit. I don't know, something about her little nasty, freaky ass. I was like, I know I shouldn't like you, but I like you, you little freak. She was the new 52 Earth Superwoman. She was a whore. She fucking Ultraman. She fucking Owlman. She fucking Majamis. I was like,
she's a strong, independent woman. Don't need no man.
She sure didn't, but she had 3 dicks.
Hey, she don't need them though. See.
Oh god. But I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like the new. I didn't like the new Crime Syndicate book.
No, I did. I did enjoy it.
The only reason why I'm saying I didn't like it is because some of the characters I wasn't familiar with, and I didn't understand where the John Stewart Green Lantern came from. I didn't understand where the Donna Troy Superwoman came from, because it doesn't make any sense when there is a Superwoman. You know what I'm saying? The Lois Lane Superwoman should have been there, and the Owlman one was this scary cat motherfucker. And I'm like the only person that was really familiar was Ultraman. But don't get me wrong, Battle for Earth 3, that book was good though.
Actually. I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty solid read.
Good. That book was good. I'm not gonna lie. Teen Titans Academy is hot shit. But that crossover event was good though. Okay, that crossover event was pretty good.
That's where I'm saying, when they do like something like that, those kind of like mini events, like, okay, cool. Like, wasn't a whole lot of fanfare. They didn't draw it out too much. It was just like, okay, we got to do this in a couple weeks. They got it done. Boom, moved on. And it was a solid story. It was fun to read. I kept wanting to come back to see what was going to happen next time. Like, that's how y'all are supposed to do it, not these big overarching events.
Yeah. And you know, another book that was good, that again, Dylan, I am mad that I'm mad this book is good. First off, Titans United. Why the hell is Titans United a good ass book, Dylan? Why is Titans United not the main Teen Titans book over Teen Titans Academy, which is horseshit? Make it make sense, Dylan. Make it make sense.
And it gets even crazier for me, because I'm like, not only is it an actually good book, but it's supposedly like based off of the characters,
HBO Max one,
off of the show, and it's like, so you're telling something good based off of something that's bad, but this isn't the main one. Like, it hurts the mind, because that means that no matter how good the stories are, like, there's no way that any of it is canon.
Yeah, and then they had the nerve to announce a sequel to it called Blood Pack. And guess what? Remember, in season 4, season 3, Red Hood, Hawk, and Dove left the team, and Tim Drake joined. Guess what? Tim Drake comes to the Titans to ask for help. So the team that's in the HBO Max for season 4 is going to be doing this book. So Tim Drake, Raven, Beast Boy, Starfire, Donna Troy, Nightwing, all of the characters that was left at the end of season 3 are now going to be doing a story together. And I'm just like, yes, give me more, but let this be the fucking main Titans book.
I wouldn't mind if they were just to like find some sort of way to like explain in a way like, oh yeah, actually, this is going to be the main continuity that takes over. I would
Yeah,
be completely fine with that. Go
because Teen
right ahead.
Titans, because Teen Titans Academy is horseshit. Like it
It
is. It
really
is what it
is.
is. Let's see. The Crime Syndicate. But if you would maybe will you review about it, or maybe I can feel it on your channel. Oh, you want me to review the movie or the new comic book or the old comic book? I mean, I do like Forever Evil. I'm not gonna lie. Forever Evil was an interesting story from the New 52. I actually
It
enjoyed
was
it.
brutal.
I actually enjoyed it. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie and say everything from the New 52 was terrible. Most of everything from the New 52 was terrible. But Forever Evil, now that was a good one. And I think, Dylan, that's probably why I didn't like the what was it? You remember what was that darn thing? The Year of the Villains? The Year of the Villains, remember?
Oh yeah.
After Rebirth ended, they were like, "Oh, we're going to do this event called the Year of the Villains where the villains take over." And I was just like, "Oh, fuck, you shit." And I think it's because I was already invested in Forever Evil, and Forever Evil had a better lead up to the villains taking over and stuff like that. But I didn't like the Year of the Villains. And
I
I
didn't
didn't like it.
either.
I didn't like it.
I honestly, I had this the same feeling with like Forever Evil. I was like, y'all hit it right, like the perfect note
Yeah.
there with that. Y'all should have just left that there. Like it was good. Now
Yeah,
build
because
off of that.
yeah, it felt like Year of the Villain was a rehash of Forever Evil. And I was just like,
Exactly.
what the hell are you doing? Especially if you weren't even going to bring the crime syndicate in for the Year of the Villain. That would have been perfect if you were going to do the Year of the Villain, it should have been led by the crime syndicate to me. That's the only way it works to me. Because Jorge Hernandez and Scott Snyder had already had the Legion of Doom event before that.
Yeah.
Like they already had that Legion of Doom event in the Justice League book where the Legion of Doom had took over and beat most of the Justice League. So you already had that. Then they semi defeat the Legion of Doom just for the Batman Who Laughs. Lord have mercy. When I tell you they know how to kill a good thing, DC know how to kill a good thing because that motherfucker right there, shit, his
Like
aggravating ass.
exactly. Like it really was like it was cool when it started and when it first came out, like the character, okay, this is cool. This is a
Yeah,
really interesting idea for a Batman character. Like, all right, badass. And then they just kept pushing it
going.
and pushing it and
Yeah,
pushing it. It was like, oh my god, we
yeah.
get it. Can you find a new villain for him now?
Right. Like I was just like, and then what made it so bad is I thought we were done after the solo event. The solo comic book where they had Batman, the Batman Who Laughs solo run,
Mhm.
the 6th issue. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Then it leads into Superman and Batman. And Dylan, you already know how I feel about a good Superman and Batman team up book. Read
Oh
that shit, and I was just like, man, come on, here we go with this bullshit. But the artwork was beautiful though. But but
yeah.
still, like, I was like, man, come on with this Batman Who Laughs shit. And then that shit, and then the Batman and Superman storyline was literally a lead up to Year of the Villain. I was like, man, are y'all fucking kidding me with this bullshit? And guess who was the lead in charge of that shit? Lex Luthor as the apex predator, and the Batman Who Laughs was in the background. And then what? Then that led into another event, which led into the Wonder Woman book, which they like to call the Wonder Woman storyline, where we got Dark Knight's Metal. And then we come to find out that the Batman Who Laughs worked with Perpetua, but secretly killed her ass. Betrayed her, killed her, so he can become the Knight Who Laughs. I was just like, man, you know what? Fuck all this villain shit. Y'all, when I tell you they track that shit out. And yes, I know some of you guys are talking about what Wonder Woman storyline. Dark Knight's Death Metal was a Wonder Woman story.
Supposedly.
Scott Snyder said so. He said he was like the main character is Wonder Woman. The story it's a Wonder Woman event. I was like, motherfucker, you ain't never said it. You ain't never set it up in any of the Wonder Woman books. You
But
literally
okay.
had a Superman Batman book that led. Okay, all right,
Mm.
all right. If anything, it's a Superman Batman story, but fuck it, whatever. If that's the case, you might as well have just made a Trinity book. Which Dylan, that pisses me off that they canceled the Trinity book. Uh, like they didn't do anything more with the Trinity Rebirth run, which was actually a good run. I mean, like it had a complete story, but man, they could have continued that line because that would have gave more people more interest on Wonder Woman and her villains and her rogues gallery. So you could have transitioned that to the Wonder Woman storyline, which of course, what's the whole point of me even giving them ideas? Because clearly they don't care.
That's a good point. And that's what I always have to tell myself too. I'm like, no matter how good your ideas are, they don't give a shit.
Right. Forever Evil was cool. You should make a video about how this recession will affect usual comics buyers. I'm not really a political channel. But I will say recession is definitely going to affect comic buyers because ain't nobody gonna drop no damn $5 on the 24 pages. So you better come up with something better than that. You better come up with something better than that. Cause $5 ain't gonna work. And y'all have to remember that a lot of these books are sold in bulks, not by individual copies. A comic book store has to buy a certain amount in bulks. So when people be like, "Oh, well, they sold," no, baby, they didn't sell. They were sold to comic book stores, but that doesn't mean that they were sold individually.
Exactly.
Bulks is different than individualized because everybody likes to, especially Dylan's best friend. She loves to be like, "Oh, well, because it's because the price right here says it is the units sold." Yes, units is still keyword for bulk, which means that it wasn't individually that it sold. That's how much it was sold in a bulk, which means that it was sold to stores in a certain amount. So that means each store probably got 50 of those books. That does not mean that it's sold over 300. That doesn't mean that it's sold $50,000. That was just the money that was spent on it for buying it because comic book stores have to place the orders ahead of time.
Exactly.
That's how you do that. But of course, I don't know much.
No, there's no way that we could possibly understand it. We're being negative.
Yeah. Ooh, I
Mhm.
love that.
Yeah.
Always being a negative. Anytime we get a chance to, we got you.
Yeah, we try. We try for y'all.
We try it. We try it. I wanted to say the whatchamacallit, because Anime had did a little post and
Mhm.
he had used the clip of when I was talking to him about Miles Morales because about the little thing, and whatchamacallit said, how come I wasn't on the little thing? I wanted to type in because your ass flakes a lot, but I was like, I ain't gonna say it. 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 I am not gonna say it.
Yeah, sometimes it's just best that it's a secret between us, but we all know. Well, we know. You and I know.
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly. Trey, do you think the DCEU is definitely dead now? No. No,
Oh.
no, the DCEU isn't dead. Through high hell or water, the DCEU is gonna still float on that pad. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It might be a small little it might be a little small little piece of door, but the DCEU is gonna keep swimming until they get there.
God, I
um
hope so.
and besides, I do want the DCEU to be successful though. I mean,
Yeah.
contrary to what people think that I don't want the DCEU to be successful or Marvel. Marvel got to do something different. But they gotta get out their own way. They're in their own way. Disney's in their own way, and you gotta stop changing things to accommodate for normal people and
Mm.
just adapt the characters correctly, have them look like what they're supposed to look like. Stop overcomplicating costumes. Stop race swapping characters. Stop trying to put a political angle in there. Stop trying to make certain characters LGBT or another race because you think that that's cute. Stop belittling the men. Stop desexualizing the women. There are just a few things that you guys can do. Stop having the same stale old thing, and stop having the villain die at the end of the damn movie. What's the point of having these villains? A lot of these villains are supposed to be recurring characters. You see how the DCEU, they still have their villains in their movies. You know what I'm saying? They just because they haven't appeared, they're still there. The Joker's still alive. You know what I'm saying? I think the only villains they really killed off was Doomsday, and that's it.
So far.
Yeah. And Ares.
Oh
If you
yeah.
if you even want to call that killing, because his ass probably gonna come back.
That's what I was
Because
thinking too.
he's a god, so it is what it is. It is what it is with that one. But other than that, you keep him. Black Mask? They killed Black Mask off. I think that was like the third villain that he killed off in the damn DCU movies. But other than that,
That
you
one was
want
so
to have your
stupid.
villain. It was so dumb. It was real dumb, to be honest. I was like, oh. But you know what was even dumber though, Dylan? When Black Canary was like, "Everybody, cover your ears," and then the bitch passed out. I was like, everything else messed up, but Harley Quinn was able to skate through your sonic waves without getting knocked out. That doesn't even make that. You know what? I'm not. If you're not going to put physics and science into this, I might as well not neither.
Exactly. Yeah. If they're not going to think about it, why should you?
Yeah, pretty much. I was just like, oh. And then after she finished screaming, she had passed out. I said, "What? What was that? what was that? That's it? That's all you had in you?
Mhm.
Wow."
That's how you get. You get one really good scream, and then that's it.
Yeah, and that was the shot that they promoted the whole time when it was like Black Canary.
Oh yeah, her doing that, and it was like she did that, and then just passed out. Like, yeah, very heroic.
I was like, man, never mind. We don't need your ass, the useless ass. Yeah. Killer said, I think Snyder could save it if they swallow their pride. Yeah, if you swallow your pride, you definitely could. Disney is the oversaturation the MCU at the point with 32 projects. Yeah, like Dylan, we saw that project, that list of upcoming movies from Marvel and Star Wars last week.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, man, come on, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. The MCU needs to reset and be the set in an established universe just to tell stories. Yeah, they need to do something. They need to do something.
That'd
Because
be a good
I don't
start.
know what to tell you. But I do know one thing, Dylan. They don't even need to, don't renew Young Justice for season 5. Please and thank you. Don't do it. Don't even do it. That shit was bullshit. God. If you guys got any cartoons shows that you want to come back, don't ask for them to come back. Don't ask for them to come back at
Yeah,
all.
because especially in modern day, like it's not going to be done right.
Nope. Because all you guys know is X-Men, the 90s cartoon, is supposed to be coming back. Get ready for all of y'all to be disappointed.
Yeah, exactly.
Get ready for y'all to be disappointed. And Dylan almost asked for them to bring back Gargoyles. Never
Mm.
mind.
Yeah,
Never
exactly.
mind.
Can you imagine how they would mess that one up?
Never mind. Yeah. Nope. Never mind. We're good. We're good. Don't bring back Gargoyles. Don't bring back Spectacular Spider-Man. Don't even do it. Never mind. Don't touch none of them. Don't touch none of them.
Exactly. Y'all
Because
just leave that where it's at.
I was even thinking about, oh well, that means they can finally give us a season 6 of the Spider-Man 90s show, and we can just get a wrap up, And then I just thought about it. I said, nope, don't even do it neither.
It's not worth it. It's not
Nope.
worth it to let them have it.
Nope. Don't even do it. Never mind. I don't want none of them to come back. I don't want none of the cartoons. I don't want Justice League to come back. I don't want Justice League Unlimited to come back. I don't want Superman the animated series. I don't want Batman to come back. I don't want Batman Beyond to come back. I don't want none of them to come back. Just no. Leave them all alone. Don't leave Fantastic Four alone. Leave the Silver Surfer alone. Leave the Incredible Hulk alone. Just leave all of it alone. Well, the only one that you probably can actually bring back, and actually you might need to, because it needs some Jesus, Avengers. What was the darn thing called? Avengers Assemble? No. Avengers Earth Mightiest?
Earth
No,
Mightiest Heroes?
No. Avengers United they stand. That shit need Jesus. So y'all can bring that back and make it better. But don't touch Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes at all. Don't even touch don't touch that one. That show had 2 good seasons. Leave it alone, because we know y'all gonna mess it up. So nope, don't even bring that one back. Don't bring back Wolverine and X-Men neither. I was gonna ask for that one back too. Don't even do it. Don't even do it neither. Never mind. There were too many good shows that I just thought about. I was like, nope, don't even bring them back at this point.
I know, like that's literally how it feels now, where it's like there used to be so many shows, like when I was, about like starting college, I was like, oh, I wish this show would come back, or they would just put it back on TV or make some new episodes or something. And nowadays, after they've done it with a few and they just run them into the fucking ground, I'm like, never mind. It's fine. I can find the old show like on some streaming platform. I don't need y'all to make anything new. It's fine.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, at this point, and it's so funny. It's just kind of like, damn, you want them to bring it back, but then, like Killer said, it's gonna be they'll do a bait and switch on our asses, and you just be like, oh fuck, here we go with this crap again, and they do it all the time too. That's the thing that get on my nerves. They do it all the time.
Like legitimately, sometimes it'll start out okay, and you're like, okay, this one's actually doing pretty good. And then they just start bringing in the weird characters and the stupid storylines and all kinds of shit. And you're just like, damn, y'all were doing so good. And then you just stepped on your own toes. Like, what happened?
And then they be confused, like, what happened? Why do people not like it or something like that? Because you screwed up. Like, you didn't have to screw up, but you did. And I don't understand why you did it. You had an opportunity and you didn't take it. I mean, you took it, but then you went the wrong way with it.
Yeah. It's like, what made you, like, you had to be making conscious decisions, like, no, we're going to do this, we're going to stop using these characters and stuff like that. So those were decisions you made, but what drove you to make that decision? Like, who convinced you that was a good idea?
Exactly. That's the thing that confuses me to this day with that one. Is I just don't understand that at all. Don't bring back Street Sharks or Skeleton Warriors. I mean, they couldn't bring that stuff back anyway. That's all of that stuff is problematic. Hell, we saw what happened. We saw what happened when they brought back Max Steel. Man, Dylan, I remember the old school Max Steel, right? And I got excited because I was like, oh, snap, to bring back Max Steel. And then they said it's going to be on Disney XD. And, Disney XD was, doing that action shit. And I said, oh, okay, cool, great. And then when I saw what they was doing to Max Steel, I said,
yep, you shouldn't have.
Yeah,
you shouldn't have gotten ahead of yourself.
I was like, what is this? What is this? Matter of fact, let's see the difference between Max Steel, Kids WB style, and then the Disney one. Like, holy crap! Like, I don't think a lot of people remember this stuff right here. This show was this was back in the day right here, but a lot of people forgot about this one. And then I'll show y'all the Disney Plus shit. Cause that one was terrible. And then they had a nerve to make a live action. And a lot of people thought in the live action one was coming out, it was gonna be based on the Kids WB one, and it was based off the Disney one, and everybody was like, oh man, damn it. Look at that, Dylan.
Hey, I'm Josh Graff, just your normal 19-year-old guy and a totally extreme sports junkie. Hey guys, I also happen to be Max Steel. the most extreme secret agent on the planet.
God, our childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Check this out.
I had the toys too.
Yeah, me too.
It was not bad for an early 3D show.
Yeah.
Now, I bet you're wondering how I, Josh McGrath, became Max Steel in the first place. What's the deal with all that?
I have absolutely no idea.
Well, the story is so wild, sometimes even I don't believe it. Until recently, I was your typical fun-loving, thrill-seeking college freshman. Let's go! And one day, I went to visit my dad at his office at the Entech Corporation. What the? I was just minding my own business. Okay, well, actually, I was sticking my nose in it, but boy, was I ever in the wrong place at the wrong time. I ended up getting accidentally infused with these experimental nanotech probes.
I remember he used to pull his face off every episode.
It would have been a goner if it hadn't been for Berto. Excuse me, Dr. Roberto Martinez. The brainiac.
If the Max probes are integrated with his organic systems, then the reason he's weakening is because the probes are literally starving to death. The Max probes need transphasic energy to survive.
Look at that.
So does your son.
Josh McGrath can't run around the world battling terrorists and still expect to lead a normal life.
And Josh McGrath's out of the picture. The name's Max Steel. I'm also alive and kicking, thanks to Rachel Leeds.
Senior agent, I am ordering you off that roof for your own good.
My own good? What are you, my mother? She's the agent in charge of my training.
You're late, Mr. Steel.
Like,
Again.
Can we say nice words?
Yeah, like the animation really was like early 2000s, but still, you know, you could tell they put the effort in.
and it's not bad neither.
Yeah.
Shoot, we enjoyed it. We had fun watching it.
Hmm.
It reminds me of Robot.
From Paris to the pyramids.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Our mission, to protect the world from terrorists.
Extortion begin as you wish, Mr. Dredd.
Especially those from an evil organization known as Dread.
Sorry, amigo.
Its leader is an evil mastermind by the
Oh
name
yeah,
of
this
John
there.
Connor.
This was that long ass intro.
Dread's head honcho is Psycho, also known as Smiley, my mortal enemy.
Oh yeah, see Smiley.
Who are you? What's mine?
Hmm.
Oh yeah, your worst nightmare.
Oh yeah.
I'm afraid I'm not.
Leave Action Man alone too. The animation was ass, but this was my shit.
It's all right.
Also, do not revive Cubics. Oh yeah,
Oh,
Cubics.
yeah, Cubics was a
Oh,
lot of fun.
oh man, especially when you got the actual robot and you got the. Oh man, it was so much fun building Cubics. Y'all just don't understand.
For real.
Cubics.
Max, snap out of it. You can take this guy. Okay, so nobody's perfect. Just a thought. It's tough when your boss is also your dad.
I wasn't thrilled with today's little
VHS too. Oh my, this somebody uploaded this from the VHS.
Have you read my job description?
Damn.
Secret agent, lousy pay, insane chances, no appreciation. And you're trying to keep one very big secret.
I can barely hear. What are you doing?
Vacuuming?
What else haven't you told me?
Nothing. But I gotta admit, this hero stuff's a blast.
Oh god, I remember that. I remember that vehicle, Dylan. I used to have that one. That thing used to look fine. I used to love that darn thing right now.
I believe it.
This show was awesome, you guys. Like if y'all grew up back in the day with this stuff, this was the childhood stuff right here.
Seriously.
It's 10 times better than the stuff that the kids got now. The only thing is the kids got the toys look better. That's about all it is.
Yeah, I'll give them that.
I used to love when he used to do that. Going turbo.
Hmm.
This turbo thing rocks. Or I can make myself invisible by changing the color of my entire body, literally blending into any background. Stealth mode.
You just the thing about it is I would love to know about the behind the scenes production of this show. since they had to film, since they had to have like episodes ready. I think this show went on for like 4 or 5 seasons, and they were like 20 episodes a piece almost.
Man, yeah, and for these early graphics, like that would have taken time.
Hell yeah! Oh, come on, Smiley. Woo, he got it.
And when we got into a little hot water, stopping a massive radiation, frying the earth to a crisp.
And you know what's so funny too, Dylan, is another thing is I don't think a lot of people remember that the Max Steel and I think the Action Man toy lines, they also had them in doll forms.
Oh yeah.
Instead of like they should have been traditional action figures, but they weren't. They were literally made like in the form of Barbie styles because you can change the clothes and stuff like that. But they moved like action figures though. But nobody ever questioned it. I just always wondered why Max Steel toys were bigger than the average action figure toys that we had. Because if you guys know about toys, the girls' action figure toys were actually higher than were taller than the boy action figure toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's a good time. Yeah, it really was. Like G.I. Joe. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I had the GI Joes that were the same size as like the Max Steel.
Mm-hmm. And then, oh yeah, I forgot too. That was another thing too. If a lot of you guys probably don't know, is that back in the '90s, extreme sports was a big deal for us kids back in the day. Motocross. What was it? The Triple X games was a thing. It was up there. It was up there with like basketball and football. Like I used to
people
love
actually cared about it.
Yeah, it was really fun. And then they used to have a lot of extreme sports video games too. And people used to buy them all the time. Especially, I think the first one that really got everybody was the Tony Hawk skateboard. Well, I think it was Skateboard 2 on the PlayStation. I believe that thing was amazing. That was definitely amazing. And like I said, extreme sports was very big for us. Now let me show you that. Let me show you the Disney one. See, that was the Kids WB one. Let's look at this damn god awful Disney plus bullshit. XD intro. I'm just going because I don't want to show all that nonsense. Okay, here's the thing right here.
Let's go, Turbo! I'm Max. Here's my buddy Steel. Yeah, he's an alien. I generate the power, Steel has the alien tech to control it. Together, we combine into awesome turbo modes. Take on the bad guys,
Yeah.
Save the world. Hero stuff. We are Max Steel.
Yep, that was lame.
God. Like you can just tell what era it was made into just by looking at it.
Yeah. It was so lame. Let me see. This one here. Yes, Action Man. I used to have the Action Man toy too. This was the one that I used to think was a spinoff of Max Steel. Because he used to actually play sports. He was a professional extreme sports star, and then he goes around the world and do all that kind of stuff. This is like, and yes, Action Man, yeah, because Action Man and Max Steel used to have toys that were like in the form of Barbies. Yep. That's what I'm talking about right now. See, y'all don't remember. And then Dylan, remember NASCAR Racer was a big deal too. They actually turned into a cartoon show.
Oh yeah, that's right. Shit, I forgot about that one.
That was back in the day, y'all. See, they can't get away with that shit today because kids don't care. But back in the day, we cared about a lot of stuff. So they used when they could turn anything into a show for us kids, we used to watch it.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't anything else for us to do, so.
I mean, well, technically, to be honest, Dylan, hell, half of us didn't even watch TV like that. I mean, we watched TV when it was appropriate, but a lot of times too, there was so much stuff for us kids to go outside and do. See, kids today ain't got a lot of stuff, but when we was growing up, there was so much stuff to do. So you knew, like, once the Saturday morning cartoons go off, you had the rest of your Saturday to do a lot of stuff. They put everything on early in the morning, so we get up early in the morning, get ready for the day. Because if you guys don't know, living in a black household, after the Saturday morning cartoons come on, Soul Train will come on. Now we have to have the house, the house and stuff cleaned up before Soul Train, before Soul Train ended. Because there were certain parts of Soul Train where the house had to be clean and stuff like that. So, and that another thing too is also there was a Christian channel network called CBN, I believe. I don't know if you remember that one, Dylan, where they used to have Christian cartoons as well.
Oh yes.
Like,
oh my god.
Like, hold on, there's one show. This is the only one I can remember. And I know this is gonna be a class for anybody. Let's see. Yeah. Let me see. Come on, let that be it. Yes.
Oh jeez.
This is it. This is it, Dylan.
No, this is very much not it.
I'm saying this is one of the few shows I can remember from the little thing. Because back in the day they used to have stuff. They used to have a lot of Christian stuff, but it was never pushed on you like.
Yeah, like it was super cringe, but it was like if you didn't want to watch it, you weren't forced to. It wasn't the only thing on.
Yeah. Look at it. We had so much interesting things for our childhood. They don't have none of this stuff at all.
Yeah. I mean, nowadays they wouldn't be able to like play pretend as like different characters because it'd be like cultural appropriation and shit. But back then it was just let's play dress up, let's play a game.
I'm Krista. I'm glad you.
Yeah. Oh, see,
what's
look,
up, B-Row?
This is an episode of dealing with anorexia.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
okay, I didn't realize they got so twisted on here.
Oh yeah. They used to do a whole lot of stuff. What was another?
Yeah,
it was another
Christian shows are wild.
Show that was on there. What was it? Not Veggie Tales. It was another one about some damn rock and roll kids and shit like that. God damn it! What was it? It was what was it? Hold on, let me see. Christian Dinosaur rock and roll band or something like that. Hold on, let me type it in and see if I can find it. Christian
what now?
Rock and roll band.
Well, at least a few of those.
Christian Dinosaur. I gotta be Pacific.
Exactly.
Dinosaur rock and roll. Oh Lord have mercy. Damn it. It was another crazy goddamn show on the little thing. Oh my god, not Rock-a-Doodle-Doo. Oh my god, that movie was horrible. Dude, matter of fact, what was this movie? This movie was on some crack. Do you remember this movie, Dylan? What the hell was this?
Oh, it's a Don Bluth film.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I ever saw this one.
It's crack.
It looks like it.
But I mean, I don't know because I remember I don't know what I was thinking. Well, you know, when you're a kid, you don't remember a lot of things. But
True.
I don't know if it was. I don't even know if it was a bad movie. It was just one of those. What the hell?
Doesn't look like a good one.
Look at that Elvis Presley chicken.
What you doing? I'm trying to tie these doggone shoes. Again? Well, hi, lady.
Oh, he's so handsome.
Look at him, titties galore.
Single too.
Oh God! It was a weird movie. Yeah, it was a weird movie. It was a weird movie. It definitely was a weird movie. Yes, of
And
course.
I don't know how. I'm
Of
pretty
course,
sure
Elvis
somehow
Presley.
it's probably racist nowadays.
Oh yeah, like a lot of this stuff I just showed probably. If people knew about this stuff today, they probably will figure out everything wrong with everything.
Oh yeah.
Wait, somebody said pebbles. Let me see. Hold on. The pebbles.
Yep.
Is this it? Is this it? It is. It's them. It's Dylan. It's them.
What in Christ's name is this?
Long ago, the earth was new, and only one continent
Oh my God.
existed. The world was populated by fantastic, gigantic.
Hug and Kisses tour, the Pebbles. Yeah, they were a big deal back in the day when we were growing up. They really were something. And they used to sing about Christian stuff, but in rock and roll manner. And people used to, take kids to see it. And again, it wasn't overly preachy. It was just them singing, enjoying, and them learning about the Lord and Jesus. And that was it, really.
Hey everybody, I'm so excited today
Yeah.
to give you a special invitation to come.
Phillips,
to
I didn't
our
ask for
upcoming
you.
ASI
I didn't ask for none of this.
Dinosaurs rule the earth and king no more. Came from different places, hot together with one point of view.
Tessa,
Durango,
Lobo,
Bumpa, and
we will help you.
Bumpa Riptide.
One Punch Man
And y'all said the 80s was the only thing creative. No, the 90s had some creative stuff. Even if it was weird.
Weird is what I will definitely call this.
But it was successful though.
I can't definitively prove it. I have no proof. I have no evidence. But I'm pretty sure this in some way contributed to how many people are furries now.
Oh God, I didn't even think about it like that. Oh God, Dylan.
I
I didn't even look at it like that. Oh,
I mean, if you look at how many shows and stuff we grew up with
yeah,
people
you're right.
in furry costumes,
You're right. You're right. You definitely right about that though. We did have a lot of people in those costumes. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that like that. Now that you say it like that, holy crap, we did have a lot of those. Oh my God.
oh man.
Oh
you
yeah,
dodged the bullet then.
We did have a lot of that.
Right?
Yeah, we did. Because we used to have a lot of Muppet shows. We used to have a lot of Muppet shows where either there's a person in the actual suit itself, or it would be, what was it? Mechanically, if it was ran like that. But yeah, you're right. You're definitely right. We did have a lot of shows like that too.
Right? I'm just like,
because if you think about it, then we had shows like Teletubbies and Barney and Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bear in the big blue house.
Yep,
Like,
yeah. You definitely right about that one. Mm-hmm.
I think I'm starting to understand where the fascination comes from now.
But see, I think for us, Dylan, we never grew up looking at it like that though,
Yeah, it was
because
just like, it
it was
was a
the generation
character.
after us that was really heavily into it though.
Yeah.
Because nobody really we didn't look at it like that, but I know the generation after us definitely was into that stuff.
hmm
Let's see what Bible Man. I don't think I remember Bible Man. Hold on, Bible Man.
See, Bible Man, I actually know about. I've never seen it, but I've heard of it and I've seen like little clips of it. Ooh.
This is Bible Man, right? Okay, hold on, let's see.
Ducks ahead, who wants them?
What's the plan, Michelle?
Greetings, friends.
Oh hell no!
Oh no,
I'm
this is the
good.
newer one. There's an older one from like the 80s or something like that, like the early 90s.
Okay, hold on. So this one is in the Bible Man. Hold on, let me see.
I didn't know that they resurrected it as an animated show. Oh my god.
Oh wait, hold on. I think it's this one, right?
Might be.
Okay, let's see. This one looks like the old one.
This does look about right.
Oh, Dylan, no. Oh. Oh, y'all sure this is it? Is this it? Hold on, let me see. Show the crash suit guy. Why Christian show so cringy?
I honestly don't know.
But they kept people entertained, so
yeah.
And they weren't overly preachy, so
has overtaken you, but such as is common to man, and God is faithful, who will not allow you.
It's hard to take him serious with this.
Again, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about the show, but I'm pretty sure not every episode was like this.
Bible Man? No. Bible Girl.
Soon we'll have you Ryan.
God will find you. And he will cut us loose. Jesus said, if you are truly our disciples, you will obey my teachings. And you shall know the truth, and the truth.
You know, at the same time, Dylan, this is probably why I knew the Bible a lot. A lot of these shows definitely was all about telling you about scriptures, and you would just kind of retain it by accident, you know.
That is actually very true. Yeah, see, this is it. Oh my god. Yeah, that's him.
Oh, that is yikes.
You bet. If she wants it. What I tell you, I can see the headlines now. Bible Man adds new star to stage show. Leah Martinez set to debut as Bible Girl.
But we will need a firm commitment. The show opens in 2 weeks. Are you sure we can count on you?
Oh my lord. That is something.
That is it. That's definitely it.
That is definitely yikes.
God.
maybe
Y'all,
oh wow, that was definitely something. And then they said show the crash suit. Who's the crash suit? Is that the name of the show? Okay, crash shoot. Crash suit.
Oh, I think he means the guys from that what were they, Naughty Dog commercials or PlayStation commercials? The guy that like dressed up as Crash Bandicoot. He went to Nintendo offices and he was just like yelling at them with a megahorn.
Oh yeah, the Crash Bandicoot commercials.
Yeah.
I remember these. I remember these right here when I was growing up. Yep.
That's right.
There it is.
Oh god.
Fur is tight. So tight. Flyer now. Now in full fur gang, Crash just got insanely better. The future is fur. Put up, let's go, double time, and victory dance. I'm feeling hurt. Keep it going.
I know he was feeling the burn in that thing.
I was gonna say, yeah, in that big old suit.
Oh my god. Okay, so those are the Crash Bandicoot commercials right there. You know, like how about In Between the Lines? Well, Between the Lines was a PBS stuff. The stuff on CBN was like something else. Like, what do they even have all the shows that are listed on there? Let's see, CBN shows. Let's see if I can thank you. CBN. Oh wait, no. You know what? CBN. Well, I guess it was Christian Network, right? I forgot what the name of the darn network was. Christian Network. Shows. Let's see. You know what? I probably done went definitely different with this one. Bad Christian TV shows.
There he is.
Bible man. Oh Lord, the Veggie Tales.
See, I've never seen Veggie Tales either, but that's one that I do know about at least.
Oh well, then you might as well look at a clip right quick of that.
We have the text, trucks, and equipment ready to go. Just call or schedule online right now.
Why? How could you guys help me? I mean, if I was scared.
Oh, we were just gonna sing you a little song, that's all. But since you weren't even scared, I guess we'll just be on our way. Yep, see you later.
No, wait! I guess maybe a little song might be nice. Well, since you're in the neighborhood.
Well, if you weren't scared, then there's really no reason, so we'll just be going now.
Sing a song!
Oh.
Okay, here it goes.
Aggressive.
You were lying in your bed. You were feeling kind of sleepy. But you couldn't close your eyes because the room was getting creepy.
Oh Lord,
were those eyeballs in the closet? Was that Godzilla in the hall? There was something
what is this?
big and hairy.
Like people actually work on these shows.
On the wall.
Let's see what they got.
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to call the police.
No, you don't need to do anything.
What? Why?
Because God is bigger than the boogeyman. He's bigger than Godzilla or the monsters on TV. Oh, God.
Did you see the way that kid looking? He like, you got to be kidding me. Did he just say God is bigger than the boogeyman?
Wow.
Yeah, Veggie Tales was Veggie Tales was something. Something. Oh wait, hold on. Maybe Jesus right. Jesus right. Yeah. Bible Agent. I don't remember that one. Let's see, The Chosen One. Apparently, Netflix got some on there. Let's see. Let's see. Heaven's Reward. Nah, to see that's just like that stuff. Noah's Ark. I don't know nothing about that one. Let's see. Yeah, because I know a lot of people like to bash a lot of these Christian movies and stuff like that, which is fine because you know, there was one show, I forgot the name of the show, but these kids, they were in Jerusalem and they were in an archaeology dig, and basically they fell through this little portal that put them at the beginning of the Old Testament. And they have to journey through the Bible in order to make it back to the present. I would have been mad as hell. I would have been like, man, you got to be kidding me. We got to relive.
That's a bit much. That's a little too much to have to do.
I would have been like, we got to relive all of this. Oh, Teletubbies. Ugh, Telehubby. Christian. Wait, I think what Christian cartoons? Maybe. I don't know. Well, I can't find it. I'll have to remember, but I can't remember it. But I love VeggieTale. Call the Police Superbook. Oh, Lord. That was something. I can tell you that, Dylan. That jump was crazy.
It is absolutely something. I will agree with you on that.
Oh, and I guess a lot of you guys want to know about the little thing. So over in India, there was an elephant. He trampled a woman to death, and they were having her funeral after the elephant killed the woman. And the elephant came back with a group of elephants and rampaged through the village to find her funeral. And the elephant that killed her trampled her dead body again. And it's a real story.
Wow.
It's
That
a
would
real
be me
story.
as an elephant. I swear to God.
I was like, now that's when I tell you that's petty.
That
That's
is
petty.
petty boots right there.
That is definitely some petty stuff. I would have been like, really? You that petty? You
Like,
you that
damn.
petty? you that petty that you said, you know what? I'm about to come back and I'm about to, I'm about to definitely. I don't know what that was. Wow, that was wow. But yeah, the elephant killed the 70-year-old woman, trampled her to death. Then it came back. Then it came back for her ass and trampled her again after she was already trampled to death by the elephant.
See, I can't understand why. Like, what did the elephant stand to gain at that point? Like, what did she do to the elephant that it was like, you know what? I know I already got mine, but I'm gonna come back and get another scoop because, like, you be pissing me off that bad, and I just want to know, like, what did she do?
Like I don't know what she did. That's why I'm trying to figure out. All she was doing was getting some water for her village. That's it. The elephant came and was like, "Ah, you bitch."
I mean, the elephant literally is acting like as if she insulted its mama or something. I'm like, what did she do? Like, did she piss in your like nest or something? Like, what happened?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, we all like Dylan. We all kind of like to be petty every once in a while,
Exactly.
but this ridiculous.
Like
that
that's a
ridiculous
little bit too
petty.
much.
Yeah, messy boots.
Mhm.
That's what
Just
exactly
messy
it is.
boots.
Messy boots.
Mhm.
Exactly what it is. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. No, the woman apparently helped poachers kill the elephant's baby. Well, okay. Well, I.
Well, I mean, hopefully that means the elephants are getting smarter and maybe they'll learn how to actually fight off the poachers. I guess we'll see.
I mean, Jesus Christ, I don't know what to say about that one, but the fact that the elephant came back.
That's what I can understand. I mostly want to know, like, did the elephant kill her there and then just came back, or did like the elephant kill her somewhere else and just somehow found where she was and
Pretty
decided to
much.
stomp her in?
Pretty much. That's exactly what it was. He killed her when she was going to get some water. And then they were planning her. They had her funeral. They were having her funeral, and during the funeral, the elephant had got a group of other elephants and rampaged through the village to find her specifically, and they knocked over the funeral casket where the lady was in, and the elephant trampled her even more.
Like, I know I shouldn't laugh at this person's death, but still, that's kind of funny, bro. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I was like, I don't want to laugh at it either, but that has got to be the most pettiest.
I mean, I get it, but damn.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it, but that elephant was petty as hell.
I was gonna say, like, I get it. Like, get yours. Like, you got her back. But now we're taking a step further, and you're tracking her down at her funeral to do it again. Like, all
You know
right.
that saying dealing what I always say when I be like, you know how sometimes we want to beat up somebody and then when you see them and they down for the count and then you beat them up again, they be like they already down, they ain't down enough. That's what the elephant did. She's already
Seriously.
dead. She ain't dead enough.
She ain't dead enough yet. I'll put her in the ground myself. Y'all can leave her here for me.
I'd be like, Tauntaun, don't you think we might be doing too much going to the village and rampaging just for you to stomp on her again? Harold, did I ask you to talk?
Mm.
I'm sorry, I just Tauntaun, I just thought maybe we might be being petty. You already killed her. Tauntaun, Harold, did I ask you to speak? Either you gonna boss up with me or you gonna stay behind. Which one? Because I'm going to that funeral and I'm gonna let her know some things. So you in or you out? I guess I'm in. All right then, shut the hell up and let's go. That's exactly what the damn elephant did. I mean, the elephant had killed her by its own self. Then it came back with a squad and was like, "Where's she at?"
That's the other thing that surprises the shit out of me. Like, it came back with friends. Like, what the hell?
The family said they were so scared they climbed in the trees to protect themselves from the elephants, just in case the elephants was after them. I don't blame you, because you imagine the elephant stopped in front of you and was like, "Where's she at? Where who at? Your grandma, the one I killed. Where's she at? And are you her grandson?" Oh, hell no. No. That's not my grandma. That's not my grandma at all. But she back that way. Thanks, bro. What the
Like, I can't understand that. Like, that's the wildest shit I've ever heard.
It's a real news report. That's why I had to talk about it.
That's fucking crazy.
It's the most. It's tragic that the woman died. It's definitely
It
tragic.
is. It really is.
But,
It definitely is. But still, shit.
But man, come on, man. You gotta be kidding me with this bullshit. Like,
I mean, I just hope everybody in that village took a lesson from that. And they're like, we're not gonna fucking help y'all hunt elephants anymore. For them to squat up and show up at our funeral after stomping us to death? Nah, I can't take that risk.
I mean, I was like, man, you that mad? Jesus Christ. Oh man, hold on. I gotta show y'all this. This is what we're about to get. This is the stuff that we're getting soon. Hold on. So as you guys know, the old saying, never ask for something because you never get it how you want it. So if any of you guys know, Tim Drake is getting a comic book solo run. And the artist is Riley Rosmo. And need I say more? This is the artwork we're getting for the new Robin solo run. And it's going to be written by Megan Fitzmartin. And it's going to be about him finally finding his own niche corner of Gotham City. But when things happen and people are going after after Bernard, can Tim stop whatever's about to happen and protect his loved ones while trying to carve out a path of being Robin? And I'm like, yeah, nobody cares. And it looks like one of the is going to have Robin versus Harley Quinn. So it looks like Harley Quinn is going to go back to her villainous ways, which I hope so, because Jesus Lord, I'm sorry, I don't care what none of y'all say. Riley Rosmo got some ugly ass artwork. Y'all can miss me with that. It's ugly.
It is. Like, that's part of the reason why I wanted to stop reading Harley Quinn, and I did stop reading Harley Quinn and comics in general, because like that art is just so bad.
It's ugly. It is ugly. It's ugly. No, no, Blue Wind. This is the Harley Quinn work, but I'm just giving an example of what the Robin book is going to look like because they're using Riley Rosmo as the main artist. So yeah, I don't know. Do Riley Rosmo even have a Robin drawing? Let me see. Does he have a Robin drawing? Maybe we can see. Because if he does, then we can be like, oh, that's what Robin's gonna look like.
Yeah,
Yay!
excited for that.
Oh, so much exciting. Can't you just tell it in my voice? I'm so excited. I'm so
Oh,
excited. I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. Woo-hoo. Okay. So here is. Let me share it. I'm about to share it with the screen, guys. I'm about to show you. So this is what he drew. This was commission of Superboy and Robin. So the work is probably going to look a little bit more like this, depending, maybe. But that, I mean, I don't know if I want to read the book if it's looking ugly. I'm getting tired of some of these books looking ugly, Dylan. This shit aggravating, especially if you want me to read a Robin run. I like the I like art. I like the art as a one-off image. A whole book of it, our eyes would get young Ripple voice. No, I mean current Tim isn't current Tim. Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. The recent Tim Drake isn't Tim Drake at all. I don't know what he is, but he ain't Tim Drake.
that's for sure.
That this is supposed to be the artwork. I mean, this is what he drew. He drew this, so this was a commission. So
No, I think I'm good. I think I'm real good on all of that.
yeah, and besides, Dylan, all it's gonna do is be about, oh look, I'm bisexual and I have a boyfriend. Okay,
Of
and
course.
oh, that reminds me. There was a Twitter account that blocked me, called discussing films,
Oh
and
yeah.
they were promoting the Robin thing, and I said, oh, it's probably most likely going to be a limited series because they were talking about it's going to be an ongoing series, and I said I don't think it's going to be an ongoing series. I said, watch DC makes it a limited series. Next thing I know, I'm blocked. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I mean, these are the people who call us man children because we actually have discussions about this stuff. Them, it's like they hear you say, "Well, I don't think that's how it's going to go," and they're just like, "Oh my god!" and they just block you. Like, you're a hateful person. It's like all I did was say one thing. I didn't call you a name or come at you aggressively. So these people are just disingenuous.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they do have an image of Tim Drake, and somebody was trying to praise that piece. Let me see if I can find that piece. That thing was ugly too, Dylan. It was a picture of Tim Drake, um, thing, and I was like, no, this ain't gonna work. Mm. See, because it was just a terrible drawing, to be honest. Because I'm about getting real tired of them. I'm getting real tired of them doing stuff like this, where, oh, he gets to be these male characters being thingies. Okay, matter of fact, I can just share this page right here from Screen Rant, because Screen Rant always like to try to take the sides of how this is amazing and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie, this is one of my favorite Robin costumes right here. The one that the 1 year later costume, the one that he created after Connor died, and it was a homage to his friendship with Connor
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I thought that was a real. I love the 1 year later costume. Okay, here's one of the variant covers. Yeah, it's ugly still. That's the costume right here that I love from Robin when he doing his solo run. He transitioned to that costume. I thought that
Hmm.
costume was awesome. And here it is. This is the costume that I'm talking. This is the cover right here, Dylan. What the hell? This is fanfic work. Like you you know when we were growing up, you wouldn't be caught dead with artwork like this. Why
Hmm.
is this even a thing?
The other thing is too, like they always have to do that whole like tucking the hair behind the ear thing. Like I
Yeah.
don't know, it's weird how they always do that.
And then why is his sleeve? Why y'all lady? You do realize that's a whole arm piece because it connects to this suit. It isn't a separate thing. This is a whole. This is one piece, baby. This is a one piece. So, and then she had the nerve to put armpit hair right there. Okay, all right. And then he has extra added muscle. Isn't he supposed to be a teenager? Why are we drawing him like this? Okay.
That is true.
It's weird because again, if this was a girl, they have a problem with it, and it's just not. It's not a good art piece. It really isn't. It's really ugly. But yeah, everybody was like, "This is my favorite piece right here." I'm like,
Well, yeah, of course.
Of course. And then here's another one. His time where he was with the Young Justice, and then of course, you see what I'm saying? How come everybody this one and this one got the Robin costume correct? How she fuck up? Just any sense.
Hmm.
Yep. And then look at the title too. Tim Drake Robin. Why is it called Tim Drake Robin and not just Robin?
Well, because they already have an ongoing Robin series.
Yeah, what said it's supposed to be ending at issue 15 though. Soon. It's supposed to be ending after the Batman versus Robin thing. But all right, whatever. But they should have just called it Red Robin and stopped playing games. What is that?
See,
What is that?
that's what I'm saying too. I'm like, when you have to like put their actual name on the like cover of the comic for us to know who the character is, like it kind of takes away some of like the value of having a superhero name because it's like we still gotta call him Tim Drake.
Yeah. And what's so funny is we already had a successful one too. All we had to do was just literally like I don't understand why they can't just call him this. I'm saying
Yeah.
like what's wrong with this? See? Red Robin. Bam. How hard is that? The only thing the only thing I didn't like about the Robin thing was the cowl over his head. I don't think Tim Drake should have a cowl over his head. Other than that, I'm fine with this outfit. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
There's nothing wrong with the
I could
outfit.
either take or leave the cowl. Like it doesn't bother me, but I'm not a huge fan of it either.
Yeah. And let me see, hold on. Because they had showed Brent, I think Brent Booth was making new Red Robin costume
Mm-hmm.
that he was gonna wear for the continuation of the run, I believe. Here it is. This was gonna be the new costume. So when he came back, after Flashpoint event, it was going to continue. Robin was going to continue, but he was going to get a new costume, and this was going to be his new costume for the New 52 thing. And I was just like, actually, this costume isn't bad though. Like it works, and it shows his head, and it still has the old costume, but it's not as advanced as this one, the Teen Titans costume or whatever. And honestly, I don't know how I feel about Robin's cape being like an actual Robin bird thing, but whatever. I can take it or leave it for me. But would have preferred, him keeping, the Red Robin identity because it would have been fine for me. I don't know why they changed it,
I don't either.
but yeah, that was something crazy, to be honest. But yeah, that's what we're looking forward to. We used to beat people up for drawing kids like that but I bet joking, but I bet someone did. You
Well,
notice
that's something.
how the Bat Bros are drawn in sexy poses, whereas Wally West, Bart Allen, Roy Hopper, Connor Hawk, Connor Kent, Kyle Rayner are not drawn in sexy poses. Um, all I know is lately the men been drawn in sexy poses and the women been looking like who did it what for and why not. So the question is, why do they keep sexualizing these male characters in the Bat family? Because you have fanfic fetish weirdos. Yet they won't draw women though. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Um, in a recent discussion about bisexual Tim, I recently asked people to show me his past queer hints. They showed me Tim not being ready for sex with his girlfriend and him casually talking to Superboy.
Yeah.
Uh, that's not a reason because Connor is his best friend. Why wouldn't a guy go and talk to his best friend about issues that he's having with his girlfriend?
See, these are those same people that always try to like push a guy to like tell him, "Oh, you're gay." Like, "Oh, you didn't feel like hooking up with your girlfriend." Well, maybe it's just because you're gay. And it's like, no, the dude's not gay. Maybe he's just not into it, or maybe he's nervous for some other. Like, they
Yeah.
always try to look at any reason why a guy doesn't act, and that's the craziest part to me too. Is that they
Mhm.
always these are the same people that say that guys are like stereotypes and they only want one thing, but if they don't act that way, they're assumed to be gay. So it's like they have to act the way that people are going to hate them in order
Yeah.
for people to be like, "Oh, that's a real man." Like, it's so backwards.
Oh, tell me about it. Matter of fact, let's look at what your best friend was saying. Like that junk right there. When your friend was talking about it, I was like, man, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Let's see. He talks about it, so why not talk? Why not watch the well? Not watch all of it because because every time I see his channel, sometimes I be want to snap his neck. I'm like I'm about to do it. See, no. Try not to get mad. 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 Try not to get mad.
Whoa.
Don't eat chalk. 20 grams protein.
Outside of the original, Dick Grayson, I would argue that Tim Drake is the most famous character to take on the Robin mantle. He also came out as bisexual recently, and people reacted about the way you expected. Obviously, if you've been on my channel before, then you know that I am two things.
Wait, hold on.
You expected.
I'm sorry.
Obviously, if you've been on my
Okay, I thought that said Drake McCore. I was about to say, bro, you need to your parents need Jesus.
channel before, then you know that I am two things. One, pro-diversity, and two, a comic book expert. Surprisingly straight despite all of this, and I don't really have a dog in this.
So then why are you talking?
And I mean, it's not really surprising that you're straight because you're wearing that.
You know, it's what. Oh look, I forgot my comment. As a person who read the Tim Drake run, this is a whole damn. I know he wasn't. Stop trying to court this nonsense. No, he wasn't. Just because he has moments with male characters doesn't mean anything. Just because you think it comes off as that doesn't mean that's what it is. No, the character's never been bi, and he's not bi. And to sit up here there and perpetuate that is such a stereotype. This is some clout bull crap. And you know it, and I know it. Stop sitting up here and trying to justify it. It's just some people want it to happen. Just because people want it to happen doesn't mean that it is what it is. Everything is not surface based. You can hear these characters' thoughts. We see their actions, and we seen how he interact with male characters or whatever. And he's never shown any interest in male characters before, not on that kind of level. So don't sit up here and try to lie about it. Oh, Lord have mercy. Being bi doesn't mean that he likes every male or female that hits or talk on him. Hell, plenty of friends who are bi but are picky on who the gender is. Um, okay, all right. Although Tim being bisexual shouldn't be the most defining aspect of the character, I will say I do hope this allows more explicit exploration with his attraction to men as well as women in the future without it being treated as out of place or a token. Just normalize it. It ain't gonna be normalized. I find it weird as a huge Hellblazer John Constantine fan. His revelation of his bisexuality was only think like in the Brian Azzarello run. No Constantine fan I knew got upset. We just replied, makes sense. Then there was less political than this because it made sense with the Hellblazer run, while the Tim Drake one doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make any sense, you
Yeah,
know?
like that whole thing that he says at the end, like there were a lot less tells with Constantine. Like, no, it made sense for Constantine's personality, which is what we're going off of here. Since we don't have any concrete proof of Tim Drake's thoughts, we have his personality, and
Yeah.
that's not the way that he acts. That he would just all of a sudden up and decide, oh, I'm gonna go and start dating guys with no consideration of it, no
Yeah.
thinking it over, anything. Like just jumps right into it. No, none of that makes sense.
Right. And then it said, I'm not sure how valid my voice is on being a straight white cisgender dude. Anytime somebody do all that, don't even talk no more. But a good chunk of my closest friends are bisexual. Feel like that's a whole lie. And from what I can tell you, they probably appreciate having more people like them in the media in general, especially
Oh,
bisexual
shut up.
characters, because they still really have a gross bigotry when it comes to people who are bi. Why did that feel so fake? Okay, now here's another comment that I know is full of bullshit. Tim being the gay Robin was literally one of the first things I learned about him when I got into comics. There were articles and collections, many hinted at that you mentioned in this same video, and I thought it was pretty obvious he was at least into Superboy. I read those articles before reading the comic books with Tim in it, and it was never
And that's all we needed to hear.
yeah,
You didn't even read the comics. You read these articles, so you walked in with a bias and already had it. And how are you going to try and put that as though it's some sort of scholarly source? Well, there were these articles written about all the hints collected together. Okay, so one
yeah,
person who saw what they wanted to, wrote an article and you just ran with it. See, this is the problem with people nowadays. They don't know anything about anything. They just read what somebody else has to say about it or watch a video of somebody else talking about it
exactly,
and they
exactly.
think they know. And it's like,
You
shut up.
like he just said he never even read the character, but that's the first thing I knew when I learned about him. No, you didn't, because you clearly just said you didn't read his books yet.
Yeah.
So how
So
would
you
you
didn't
know
learn anything about him. Yeah.
exactly? For 23 years, everyone around me assumed I was straight, and I knew I was bi around 12 or 13. However, up until I was 23, I had only dated women. Currently, at 23 years old, I started dating my boyfriend, and that confused people. Why did it confuse people? Because I was never that type of explicitly talk about my sexuality, not even to my family. It felt personal to me. So this Tim Drake comic, well, is relatable to me, and I love it. It's revealed.
Except that that doesn't see, even he's over here saying that, but when I came out and I started dating a boy, like my family and everyone who knew me was confused. Nobody, and you're relating to Tim Drake, nobody close to Tim Drake is confused. Everybody's
Yeah,
patting him on the back and saying, oh, this is so great. I'm so glad that you're living your truth. That by your own admission, this does not relate to you because you said your entire family and everyone who knew you was confused. You didn't have the
exactly.
same reception.
And that's what I'm saying. It'll be different if people were like, what the hell, Tim? You know what I'm saying? Nobody's saying what the hell.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, oh my God, this is amazing. It makes sense that Tim is bi, but I hate that they broke Tim and Steph relationship off screen. It doesn't make people less by being in a hot relationship. I personally would have liked it more if I had a reason for a breakup. Just my opinion, though. I respect it if you don't feel the same way. More LGBT characters are always a plus, but they have always been there. Y'all only pay attention when they take a popular character who's been predominantly straight for a long time and then add LGBT onto it. You know,
Mhm.
it's crazy. And then somebody want to say that, but Chuck Dixon didn't create the character, but he wrote the damn character. He wrote the character for 100 issues on him. So you're right. He didn't create him. But he has way more authority on the character than comic Drake here, you know.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, and I've had someone tell me like the reverse one time, like, oh, well, there was one writer who said they wanted to have Tim and Connor be together. It's like, okay, well, that didn't happen, and B, again, that's one writer. One writer had that idea
Exactly.
for these characters.
It's the same thing with the Greg Rucka thing. How Greg Rucka had announced when he was doing his run on Wonder Woman, oh yeah, Wonder Woman's bisexual, and ever since then, everybody want to try to say that she is. But I'm like, that's one writer who, if you look at his run, and if you look at other people's runs, the girl ain't never been with me with women. She's always been with men. So isn't it funny now we're in 2016, and all of a sudden the character want to be bisexual. And then I keep telling people there were characters in the early 70s that were LGBT, and then when the 90s came, there were an explosion of diversity characters. So don't give me that nonsense that, oh, LGBT characters haven't been out. So the whole diversity explosion in the 90s, where there were so many different LGBT characters and Latino, Black, Chinese characters appearing in comic books. You mean tell me they couldn't come out the closet with Iceman, with Alan Scott, with Robin, with Nubia, with Wonder Woman, with Harley Quinn, with Poison Ivy, all of these characters that are all of a sudden just gay out of nowhere. They waited all the way until 2016. Make that make sense? That don't make no sense to me. I'm sorry. You're not gonna sit up here and say that makes sense, because if they were open enough to have LGBT characters in the early 70s, then you taking characters who have years of history of being with straight, and then all of a sudden making them LGBT in the late 2010s doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. like they like they just don't get it. And I'm just tired of everybody doing that kind of stuff. Let's see. Stephanie should have kicked his ass. Yeah. Wonder Woman is strictly dickly. I'm trying to tell you, fucking lies. It's ridiculous. And my pitch on the Inhumans to have both sex minimize dress as long as they don't look human. Which is why I find it very hypocritical that yet we got to cover up Starfire, but yet let's do Nightwing go undercover and work as a stripper. Crazy how that works, right? So the question is, why do they keep sexualizing these male characters in the Bat family? I don't know. They ruined Iceman. That they did. Yeah, they definitely did. And that's the thing too that aggravates me. Let's see. What else somebody said? As someone who was kind of blindsided by this, I'm thankful Drake made a video. No idea there was so many reference to homosexuality with Tim, which I've never read, which speaks to how many Tim-centric books I might have to read. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have
These
mercy.
people are all the same.
Did he just say what I think he said? He said I had no idea there was so many reference to homosexuality with Tim, but it wasn't. You can read that
That's
both
how
ways.
simple these people are.
Yeah, like oh my God, it is just nonstop. It's nice to see someone address this development logically, soundly, instead of making a big deal over something that isn't a big deal. Like he said, so long as he be bi and doesn't become Tim's only defining trait, this changes nothing. I've seen a few videos of people losing their minds over this. Most are not fans at all, so I don't know. So I don't really understand the deal freaking out over a fictional character sexuality. You say that, but the people who are talking about it probably actually read Tim Drake though. Y'all forget that Tim Drake is over 30 years old. I don't know why people think that the character is just like this character that just came out of nowhere. People read Tim Drake. I can say the same about comic Drake. you know.
Mhm.
But and then he said the timing just makes it sus. Why all of a sudden do you want to say he's bi after decades of him existing? Why not? It fleshes out the character more and more. It's just one facet of a person. It's not different to say one character started dating another one. Ergo, Superman and Wonder Woman. Just because is different and seeing an adaptation doesn't mean that it can't happen. Superman showed no interest in Diana in that way, yet it still happened. People come out different parts of their lives, and having a character be made gay or bi or anything being out immediately isn't accurate. What? What? Oh God! And then somebody said these subtle hints are more along on the lines of people reading way too into it. Into there, there are so many times I've seen people read two friends as gay and then claim they were queer baiting when the show, when the show or the book keep them as friends. But honestly, most of the time, I guarantee you, these characters only as friends. That's true. That is definitely true.
Yep.
Race, let's talk about it. Self straight, just one. But okay, let's address it. To my knowledge, there's no secret queer council that spies on people's lives and passes judgment on everyone's sexual identity. Or at least, I haven't been informed about that. The thing about Tim, though, is that fans have speculated for years about him being bi due to his intense friendship with Connor Kent, aka Superboy.
So you got weirdos who look at a friendship between two guys, and because they have a close friendship, that justifies that both Tim and Connor might be bi. I'm confused on how that works. Maybe I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see what you guys are saying right quick. Nubia and Harley and Ivy were straight because of, you're right. You are definitely right about that one. These people are so stupid. It was in their heads and imagination. That is definitely true. Is that thinking of making Catwoman bi again? I think there were rumors of it. Well, apparently all the female characters in the world of Batman are bisexual at this point. So, except for the Batgirls. Reminds me of people being upset about Momo in My Hero Academia in a bikini, but will sexualize boys. Yeah, that's crazy, right? I hate when they try to do this gaslighting fans. He or she could be gay coded. Yeah.
I will say it is perfectly fine and normal for men to have important and completely platonic. There's nothing gay about bros supporting bros. But Tim and Connor, yeah, this isn't that. While the Robin and Superboy bromance has been strong for years, it's worth noting that Connor is pretty much the only person that Tim is really comfortable talking about his feelings with. And they have had some pretty sus exchanges.
We came here because we're friends, right? You gotta give me a reason to stick around, Robin.
Friends. You're smarter than you look.
I know. Wish I could do the same. Still refuse to call him by your name. I don't care what costume you or him wears. As far as I'm concerned, you're my Robin, always will be.
And you'll always be my clone boy.
Why so happy? Let me guess. Sale on leather? You're gonna get matching chaps. Is that it? Tim? Hello? Okay, now you're creeping me out. Will you say something? Tim, buddy, if you're trying to be all dark and grim now, this isn't going to happen.
Additionally, there's this scene where Tim has a conversation.
So he took everything out of context with that one. When Connor, that was Tim's first time seeing Connor after Connor was dead, and he thought that he could never see him again. So of course Tim had hugged him because he was excited to see his friend. And yes, remember Batman also confides into Clark too. So it's kind of weird that people forget that these are literally like the proteges of Superman and Batman. Superman and Batman have moments too, but you don't look at it like, man, they really have a romance with each other because Batman only opens up to Clark. Okay, and sometimes you only one person. So it's weird that he even looked at that kind of stuff sus. And again, out of context with the whole thing is because Damian took over the Robin title and Tim decided to become Red Robin. And when they was on the Teen Titans, they had to work with him, and he was like, "Well, I'm the new Robin." But a lot of Tim's friends were like, "He's not Robin because the real Robin is Tim Drake. That's the Robin that they knew." So again, you're over here looking at stuff, and you're over here trying to look at deeper meaning to it without just understanding that that's just a friendship, and that's all it was. Like, why did you see how he looked at that whole situation and turned it into something that it shouldn't have been? That's so stupid. Let's see. This is why men can't have close friends, because these wackos only think queer. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And that's what bothers me about it too. I'm like, this just reminds me of like the bullies, like when I was growing up and before I was like growing up, like, you know, if you were too close friends with a guy, it was like you get, you know, made fun of, like, oh, you must be gay and all this shit. And now they're doing it, but they think they're doing something good. It's like, oh well, look how much he cared about his friend. Obviously, there's more to it than just friendship. Guys aren't that close, and it's like, so you're relying on harmful stereotypes to tell us that you're actually helping us. Like that doesn't, no, you don't get to do that.
Yeah, and then they get mad at. I wonder how come guys don't open up with their feelings or anything. When guys do
That's
open
good.
up with either a female or another male, people make assumptions.
Mm-hmm.
So what
And
did you
y'all
think
y'all
was
are
wrong?
proving it and patting yourselves on the back for it.
Exactly. Like this right here is bullshit. That's why I was just like, if you don't stop your lies with this video.
Conversation with
Mm-hmm.
Connor inside of a closet while Superboy gets dressed. The book's writer, Judd Whitnick, publicly joked about this.
Wait, hold on.
Additionally, there's this scene where Tim has a conversation with Connor inside of a closet while Superboy gets dressed. The book's writer, Judd Whitnick, publicly joked about the scene being an opportunity for them to come out of the closet. Even Harley Quinn insinuates Tim's bisexuality, with him getting a very concerned look on his face. Most notably, though, when Connor dies, Tim's entire world is shattered. He donned this new red and black costume, which is widely accepted as being in honor of Superboy's color scheme, and he obsessively tried to bring Connor back to life through cloning. At this point, Tim had
Without context, Tim had already he lost Stephanie, he lost his mom, he lost his stepmom, he lost his dad, he lost everybody that was close to him. And for Tim, a science person, he was like, I can't lose Connor neither. Well, Connor was made through science, which means that I'm smart enough to do science, which means that I can bring him back because I can't keep losing everyone close to me. And another thing, if you go out of context, he was trying to bring back all of his family too, but he was caught. And they told him, you need to stop this stuff. Connor's dead, Stephanie's dead, your dad's dead, your mom's dead, your stepmom is dead. You can't bring these people back, and you need to stop trying to play God. But again, context doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter.
also lost his father and Stephanie, but it's Connor that Tim was so desperate to bring back. Even though human DNA is significantly easier to clone, and the main reason that his experiments kept failing over and over and over again was because the Kryptonian DNA was rejecting the human samples. There's also this really dramatic scene of when Superboy leaves the Teen Titans that doesn't read it straight to me. And when Connor was erased from continuity altogether, Tim said that his name, quote, tugs on his heart. Also, are we going to forget the time that Tim...
Because continuity wise, he lost his memory of a guy named Connor who was his best friend. That is an impression of, if you remove somebody from somebody's life, sometimes their impression tugs on your heart because a part of you remember even when you can't remember. It's like if you have amnesia. Again, context matter, and he's taking these moments out of content and trying to say, well, see, that's why they're gay. What? Like, what are we doing? What? Like, I don't get that. To me, that doesn't make any sense.
Sought out fashion advice from the only openly gay member of the Teen Titans. The two of them then upon a
2, 1. You guys, cool down.
A pride parade, and then it was Tim that was the one that suggested they take part in it. His teammates also claimed that Tim made friends with every...
So Tim having an openly gay teammate and wanting to actually understand his side of being, LGBT, decided, well, why don't we go to this pride so you can see what it's about? Because his teammate never experienced pride. So Tim is being a good supportive leader and a friend to get to know Bunker and get side of his life. Again, context matter.
Everyone at the parade was invited to all of the after parties.
Dummy, if you went to a gay pride parade, you would be invited to all the parties. I mean, Dylan, am I missing something? Am I missing the con? Like, what is he trying to say? Like, this stuff doesn't even make any logical sense. Oh my Lord, have mercy. I will admit, I don't know comics that well, but DC and Marvel, and channels like this are poisoning the well. Normies will see this and be like, I don't know this, them tainting the characters. This is offensive to people with depression. Well, damn, that's
okay. That's a bold statement, but yeah.
like he literally Dylan. Like, darn well, if Coming Drake showed up at a gay pride parade, darn well his ass would have got invited to all the parties. I don't know why he trying to sit up here and pretend.
The only real thing that I could find that implies that Tim isn't interested in men would be this issue of Batman where he goes undercover as a female med student and was pretty embarrassed that he was hit on by a guy. But there's multiple plausible excuses. Tim could be embarrassed because he's cross-dressing.
See, like now he trying to make excuses.
Yeah, now we can do excuses, but with the other stuff, it's like, oh no, this is obviously evidence that he's gay. But this one's like, oh well, maybe he wasn't into it, but you know what? Actually, maybe this doesn't actually matter. It's like, see, you could do the same shit both ways, but you have to make excuses for your side.
Exactly.
The guy might not be, or maybe he's just in the closet. My friend Faust actually explained this really well in one of the...
When I say I would like for this character to come out as gay or bisexual...
Oh, there go your other friend, Dylan.
Whatever, I'm not saying that I want their sexuality to change. I'm saying that I believe, based on what I've already read of the character, that they are gay, bisexual, pansexual, or whatever, and have been all along.
But what did we say, Dylan? Faust himself is already LGBT. So him reading this stuff, he will always read stuff like that anyway, because he doesn't see that representation. When you don't see that representation, of course you're going to look for it. When you're if that's the case, if people like me who read the character and people like you, Dylan, who said the character's not bisexual or any kind of LGBT, why do you have people like Faust and Comic Drake was like, well, I read the book too, and that's what I saw. Okay, just because that's what you saw doesn't mean that that's correct, because you're looking for it. And don't tell me that, oh, it's because I'm not LGBT, because there are characters who are LGBT. Batwoman, Midnighter and Apollo, Question. Like these are some characters who are gay, and you saw it. The same thing with Wiccan and Hulkling in Young Avengers. You saw it. It was there. Even though I wasn't looking for it, it was there where I was like, oh, okay, they're gay. Okay, cool, whatever. But Tim, Iceman, Alan Scott, they've proven time and time again that they were into women. And now all of a sudden you want to try to take moments of instance where they're close with the same sex and be like, oh, well, because think about it, Dylan, would they have been okay if we had took Midnighter and Apollo, right? And what if Apollo was talking more closely to females and hanging out with them or whatever and hugging up on them, right? Couldn't somebody look at Apollo and be like, well, I think the character's straight? Well, no, he has a boyfriend who's Midnighter. Yeah, but he's always hanging out with the girls. He's been confiding into with women and stuff like that. You notice how it never works the opposite way, right, Dylan? But it only works one way. It never works the other way, because let's be honest, if I was writing Midnighter and Apollo and I had decided, what if I made Midnighter and Apollo straight? I get backlash because they'll be like, no, those characters are gay. Well, how do you know they're gay? Right? Because Tim dates a lot of girls, and yet y'all still want to say he's bisexual. Okay, Midnight and Apollo date each other, but that doesn't mean that they're into men. That doesn't mean that they're both into men. If they were probably just only into each other, and now they divorced. Now they're back with women. You see how that could have worked? Oh, they ain't ready for that conversation. They ain't ready for that conversation. They is not ready for that conversation.
In the closet or have not realised this themselves yet. And people have argued, well, if you want gay characters or bisexual characters or whatever, why not just make new ones? And I say, yes, we should make new gay characters that just come as gay, but also we should have existing characters come out as gay because people that you've known your entire life might come out as gay. They might come out as.
But you're trying to talk about real world experience compared to characters who it's funny that y'all pick characters who have history of being with plenty of women. They never pick a person who's never been with women or never second guess themselves. They always pick a person that has a heavy count with women or who's been married to women for a long time, and now all of a sudden they're LGBT. Y'all never pick a character that don't have the history or the lore like Tim Drake or Iceman. Why did you pick them? Why did you pick them? There are plenty of other characters who don't have significant others or loved ones that's been out for a long time that you could have easily said, "Oh, well, I think they might be LGBT." You know what I'm saying? But you
I
didn't.
mean, I think that's the thing that bothers me the most about it is that, okay, that's fine. You know what? If y'all want to do that whole thing of like a character who's been around for a while and people always thought they were straight, but they're actually bi or gay. Okay, but that's not the story that's being told. You know what I mean? Because if you're going to tell that type of story, here's how I would do it. If they were to come to me and be like, "We're making Tim Drake bi," we want you to write the story. My first response would be like, I don't want to do that. He's not bi. But if they were like, we're insistent and we're going to pay you a lot of money, so just write the story. All right, fine. What I would do is I would show flashbacks to time because if you're going to try and say that this is something that's always been around, you have to establish that. Show us flashbacks of him looking at a guy and thinking like, I think I might be attracted to him. Show us him when he's hitting like around 18 years old and he's thinking, I think I might want to try going out to a club, but maybe I want to go to a gay club. Maybe that's where I feel like I might fit in because going to straight clubs doesn't feel like the place for me. Show that internal conflict because that's the other thing. All these people who want to like try and justify and be like, well, there are a lot of people who, it's not until they're older that they realize that they're gay or whatever. Okay, but that's not what's happening here. You have characters who have no internal struggle, or either like with Bobby being told you're gay, or with like Tim Drake, all of a sudden just, oh, I'm bisexual now and I'm also just dating a guy. There's no struggle. So y'all want us to excuse it because of struggles that people in the real world go through, but you won't show us that in this book with this character to actually make it believable. Instead, you just want to change them, tell us, well, you have to accept it now because we said we made him say that he's gay, so that means you have to accept it because it's canon. No. That's not how canon works. Canon is something that's built up over time. It's character development, not just I made a book and in one panel I put the word bubble where he said I'm gay. That means he's gay. No, there's more to it than that.
Exactly. Like you said, they never show the conflict, and then everybody all of a sudden is okay with it. That's another thing that's not realistic. You want people, if you want me to believe that these characters are now all of a sudden LGBT, then you need to start having realistic things. You need to have people rejecting them. You need to have them being, frustrated with people that they love that don't want to deal with them anymore. You have to be willing for them to lose everything behind it, because if they're not losing anything and there's no internal conflict behind it, then them coming out the closet is a waste of time and it comes off as pandering, because that's what it is. You can't sit up here and tell me that these characters who've been with women for a long time are now all of a sudden bisexual. It's always funny, y'all always find men that have the highest count with women and then try to make them bisexual or just straight up gay. But y'all But then if we took a gay character who's been straight up gay since the beginning, and if we made them straight, y'all will have a problem. You know what I'm saying? It'd be weird if, like, like I said, with the whole Midnighter thing. Could you imagine if I did a panel like this where I'd be like, "Hey, Midnighter, what? Stop playing. What are you talking about? I read your mind. What do you mean, Midnighter? You're straight." No, I'm not. I'm gay. No, you like women. You just try to pretend like you don't, but you like women instead of men. You know how many people be upset right now if I did some shit like that. But then they keep thinking that it's okay. It's okay to do this. It's not okay to do this, and it is a turnoff because they think that when they do this, this gets a lot of people. This gets a lot of people to read the books, but it doesn't, because all it does is people sharing panels, and that's it. These people don't go to the comic book store and buy none of it.
And see, that's my other problem with it too. Like, these are not people who read these books, either digitally or physically. Like, they find the panels, they see the panels shared on Twitter or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, see, here it is. Here it is. This character is gay. That means that, I was right and you're wrong." It's like, even if you are right about that panel saying what you say it does, that doesn't mean anything for you. You're not a fan. You were just trying to win a Twitter argument. Like, you didn't prove anything except that you like to waste time annoying other people.
Exactly. And you like to annoy people who really care about these characters, just like it was one person that was trying to tell me, get a life about the whole Tim Drake thing, and then somebody comment on there was like, "Won't somebody was defending me and was like, you get a life," and I had replied to the person. I was just like, I'll get a life when you stop pretending like you actually care about these characters. You know damn well you never cared about these characters until they made them LGBT. It's funny how y'all always want to come up in these comment sections when people like me who actually read these characters and actually care about these characters say, "Hey, this character ain't LGBT." But now all of a sudden, when the character is now changed to LGBT, here you come when you don't know anything about the character at all.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know nothing about the character, but you want to try to tell me how I'm wrong about feeling this way about a character that I've been reading for a long time. The Iceman, the Alan Scott, the Poison Ivy, the Nubia, all of these characters that have been recently changed to LGBT. I've read these characters. And I know their personalities. It just doesn't match. It doesn't make sense. As much as I want to believe that y'all think that it is, it's not. It is not. You can't give me a character for 30 something years and say that this character has been straight for 30 years, and then all of a sudden they're bi or they're gay. It just doesn't make any sense. And I know some people are like, well, in real life, we're not talking about real life, because again, like with the LGBT community, just like with every community that's not white, like I told you, that is a minority, which means that is still a rare occasion where you'll meet somebody that was a closeted person. Sorry, it is. By the time you meet that person, that person already gay. That person already came out the closet and already did all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. So no, it's actually a rarity. And I'm sorry, the people on the internet, y'all think that that's me and mean, but it's the truth. A lot of this stuff that they try to portray does not happen often, because again, like it or not, it is an abnormality. Sorry you don't like it, but it's the truth. It is 3%. 3% of the population is LGBT. I'm sorry, it's the truth. Just like it's only 12% black, 22% Latinos, 3% 5% Chinese, and 3% others. I'm sorry, I know people don't like it, but that's what it is. All of us are rarities. Sorry, you don't like it. It's just the truth. It's the truth that a lot of people just don't want to live in.
There needs to be a balance to tell the story of LGBT people realistically in comics and reflect our stories realistically.
There are characters that I totally think are straight, and if it was revealed that they were just closeted queer folk, then it would be weird. I do not hate straight characters, and I don't want them to go away, because being straight is totally valid. I am just as valid as anybody in the LGBT community. However, there are characters that come off as queer-coded and closeted. And in my opinion, and in the opinion of a bunch of avid Tim Drake fans for years, he is
They're
one of
not
those
Tim Drake
closeted
fans.
characters. Tim Drake is someone
They're
that's constantly
shippers.
trying to figure out who he is, and is always rebranding himself with different costumes and personas, like Robin, Red Robin, Drake, and flips back and forth between them. He's by far the smartest member of the Bat family, but he's also kind of dumb when it comes to figuring out his place in the world. While I don't personally have the experience of being closeted, I do have close friends and family that do. And the way that describes it seems pretty similar to this character that I have
Why do I
read
feel like he just
so
lied
much
about that?
Now, a few extra thoughts. For people that think that this is doing Stephanie Brown dirty or invalidates their previous relationship, hell no. If you're upset because you like them as a couple, then I get it, I do too. But Tim and Steph have been on and off again for years. While Marvel loves to have their characters hook up left and right, DC loves their OTPs. It's Batman and Catwoman, Superman and Lois Lane, Green Arrow and Black Canary. Tim and Steph are probably going to get back together sometime down the line, and that's totally fair. Being
They're never getting back
does not
together.
invalidate attraction to the opposite sex. Also, this is just solid representation for DC in general. While they love bisexual women like Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Catwoman, Wonder Woman, and Talia al Ghul, and so many more.
You see, all of those
there's
women he just
not
named, all those women he just named are not even bisexual or LGBT. You literally had to make them that look, all of this stuff happened in the 2010s.
Oh yeah, because all the characters that he named are characters that are liked by lesbians, so
Yeah.
they have to believe they have a shot.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't it funny? Almost all the female characters in the Batman family are all of a sudden LGBT. Come on now, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. And yes, Steph was done dirty because DC Rebirth literally built up them coming back together. And then all of a sudden, the next time we see Tim, him and Stephanie done broke up for no reason. That is a slap in the face of Stephanie. She was done dirty just to push a virtue signal. And I don't understand why people can't see that this is clearly a virtue signal.
really that much bisexual representation. There's Constantine, and that's about it. I think the reveal of Tim's sexuality was handled a lot better than someone like Iceman over at Marvel Comics. And I hope that it's something that's explored more instead of just a one-off mention for some brownie points on social media. There's a difference between making a queer character and having a queer character. Tim Drake is a full three-dimensional character, and while I hope that we do see more of this side of him in the future, I also hope that it doesn't become his entire identity. I'm not trying to say that a character's sexuality can't be a big part of who they are,
But you know it
be
is.
the defining trait about them.
But you know it
I'm
is.
really excited for when a character's sexuality doesn't have to be a big deal, because it shouldn't be. The world is a diverse place, and the media we consume should be a reflection of it.
Well, it is diverse, but it's diverse, but it's more conservative though. It's more conservative than you think. Most people in the United States are actually more traditional. Yeah, it is diverse. The world is diverse. That is true.
Oh, yeah.
But not diverse in sexuality like that. Stop trying to sit up here and try to be like, because this is happening every year, every month. Damn near Pride Month is supposed to be a month, right, Dylan? How the hell this turns into 365 days? How did it turn to 365 days?
It spread very quickly. Like I remember when it was a day. It was Pride Day, and then it turned into Pride Week, and then Pride Month, and now it's just continued to spread and spread and spread.
And what happened, Dylan? Every month, a new character from DC and Marvel come out as LGBT, and you just like, holy fuck, y'all just did this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all just did this, and then y'all keep talking about, oh, it's because LGBT people are oppressed. They can't be, baby. They can't be if every month a new character is coming out the closet or is being created as LGBT. I mean, hell, nowadays they got every character who has children are all of a sudden LGBT when they go into the future and see adult versions of themselves. Oh, they're married to a same-sex person. That is not realistic. That is not realistic. It doesn't make any sense. Hell, I saw a recent annual from Captain Marvel where she went in the future, and all of the heroes' children, almost all of them are literally in same sex relationships, and I'm like, make this shit make sense. The world is almost at a brink, and all of the heroes' children are mostly in a same sex relationship. That doesn't make logical sense. It doesn't make logical sense. How can y'all all be in a same sex relationship? The world is on the brink of destruction. There are hardly any heroes, and everybody's in a same sex relationship. When y'all need to be breeding kids, you morons. It makes no sense. It really doesn't. Jesus Christ. God. What
A
else
guy
was
kissing
there?
a guy is no more gross or appropriate than a guy kissing a girl. And if that freaks you out, or if your only complaint is the mere existence and/or visibility of queer folk, then dude, you're just a homophobe. These people complain about how you shouldn't touch established characters, and you should instead make new diverse ones. But whenever a new diverse character is made, these same people then complain about them endlessly. There was
Again, he's not put in context. When those new characters come out of nowhere, they are literally there to try to replace established characters instead of actually letting them grow naturally. And on top of that, what is the first thing that comes out of those people's mouths when they create those new characters? Look at this character who is now black, who is now Latino, who is now female, who is now Muslim, who is now Pakistani, who is now Colombiana, who is now LGBT, who is now trans, who is non-binary. That is the first thing they lead off with. That is the first thing they lead off with all the time. And notice another thing too, Dylan, that I noticed is that they never talk about the original LGBT characters. You notice that, right? They
Yeah.
never talk about the original LGBT characters, but they're so happy about traditional characters coming out of nowhere being LGBT, but they never promote these original LGBT characters. Like, how many times have I made videos about original LGBT black people, and I'm like, where are these characters at? Why are you not using these characters? Crickets. Crickets. Oh, you're just being a homophobe. A homophobe that keeps talking about how many times have I praised some of these LGBT characters that I talk about, the original ones, Dylan? All the time. The same thing with original black and Latino and Chinese characters. I praise them all the time on the channel. And yet I'm homophobe because I think the characters that they just now changing into LGBT should not be LGBT. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sorry. You can't convince me of anything else. Like, it's
I
crazy.
mean, it makes sense because like these are changes being made by people who don't actually care about these characters or stories. Like, if anything, they actively hate this shit. So that's why they're just going to disregard the old, the actual gay characters, and they're going to turn to making the more well-known characters gay and bisexual and lesbian and trans and all this other shit because they're like they don't care about these characters. They actively hate them. So if they can burn it down, well, at least they can say they were the ones that did it. So I mean, that to them, even because like we've done it to them so many times, show them like, look, your sales fucking dropped. You were taking off of the book. Your book was canceled after only a few issues. Like, it wasn't good, and they'll still sit there and be like, no, I did a good job. Like, because they're proud
Yeah.
of it. They're proud of the fact they destroy this shit.
Yeah, they keep destroying all the characters, and I don't understand why Marvel and DC just keep allowing these weirdos to just, destroy these characters. It makes absolutely no sense. Why? Why have these characters destroyed? Because at the end of the day, don't you want to sell these characters? You do realize if 50% of the damn characters are LGBT, that means 50% of these characters can't be sold to kids. I'm just being honest. Think about that for a second. You have countries that are now banning Marvel and DC properties because those characters are now LGBT. when you have countries arguing over whether they should allow Superman into their country or not, you fucked up. Superman should never have been in a political environment where a country have to decide whether they want him in the country or not because they don't want to see him kissing up on his boyfriend because he's not supposed to have one. You know, like it's weird. Yeah, but this was like this is what I'm saying. This right here, that's why it was just so aggravating with what he was trying to say because he was like trying to strong arm the argument too. And I was just like, all right, here we go. It was the same thing with the Static Shock one, and I'm just like, I know damn well a white boy ain't trying to preach to me about black and being black. I know he done lost his mind. I know he done forgot who the hell he talking about. Yeah. It's really crazy when you really think about it. But that was something else, Dylan. That's good boy.
Oh yeah.
And it just happens all the time too. That's another thing. They keep saying that. They keep saying like, "Oh, you guys never want to see LGBT people succeed or whatever." I do, but every damn month and every damn day, it can't be another character coming out of the closet or a new character being created LGBT or black or whatever. It's not physically possible. It is not possible. And yet they keep constantly doing this stuff to us every day. There is just, it's too much. It's too much. And a lot of times it's not even, and even what Wes did a video about one of the writers where she said that she wanted to focus on the same sex relationship of the characters instead of the superhero drama that was going on in the background. Like she literally talked about that was her main reason of bringing the characters into that comic book was to focus on their relationship instead of heroics. What? We got people over here talking about pacifist bisexual folks and folks talking about, well, I don't really like the superhero stories, so I try to focus on the relationship aspect of the characters. Oh my god, why you guys are literally writing the wrong thing? Because again, if you want to do that, that's fine. Take it somewhere else, but it's not in comics. It's not in comics. I'm telling you, it's not in comics. It's honestly not in comics. I really wish I could tell you. And wait, Dylan, did you ever read that book, the new one,
the DC one?
Yeah, the one that came out this month.
Oh yeah. Oh, I read it, and I'm going to be doing a video for. Well, I may actually make it like a few different videos.
It wasn't as bad as last year, but it was just like,
yeah, it wasn't as bad as last year, but it was still not good.
It wasn't good. It really wasn't good. I think the two stories that were really obnoxious to me was the John Kent and the Tim Drake one. I was just like, oh God, shoot me, because I mean, the Tim Drake one just felt lazy and rushed. The John Kent one felt too preachy for me. And the other stories, and you know what's so funny? The only one that actually felt like a story was the Batwoman one. Because she didn't go home run into a loved one to be like, oh, I'm LGBT. It's just she was saving her dad, and that was it. Everybody else was like, oh, I have to remember that time where me and you met. Oh, how could I forget? It was one of my favorite days. Since when, bitch? Especially the Nubia one. I was like, oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, we did talk about the Miles Morales what if Asgard thing. You missed that one. That was like way in the beginning of this stream. We about to wrap this stream up anyway. But yeah, in the Kevin Conroy story, I didn't mind the Kevin Conroy story, but it just shouldn't have been in a DC comic book. You know what I'm saying, Dylan?
Yeah.
Like, if that makes sense. Like It felt like it should have been his his biography book. Like, oh, okay, cool, that's great. But other than that, I was just like, I'm glad it's not as bad as last year, but it was just like it wasn't good. It really wasn't good. It was just kind of like, whatever. And y'all got, if y'all gonna write anthology series, make it an actual story with a middle, beginning, and an ending, and actually have it where the hero actually has to struggle instead of just like these fights that I'm tired of seeing is where the villain gets defeated in literally 2 hits.
Yeah, I do see a lot of that too.
Like, that's it. Wow, that was pathetic. The new character in Static comic, Darius, was lecturing Bang Babies about anger, talking about how he's black and gay and how he's constantly attacked every day and said it out of nowhere, no build up. I mean, a lot of us gave up on the milestone stuff anyway, so I'm just trying to figure out who's still reading the milestone. Like, okay, sure. if you say so. If you say so. You know, it is what it is. The writer of Knights of X, Tini Howard, wants to write D&D and not comics. And that's another thing too, Dylan. They got a lot of people who we find out don't really want to do this. They're only doing this just for like a quick paycheck. And it's just like, well, okay then. If that's the case, why, go find you something else.
Yeah.
Don't sit up here and ruin things for everybody else. And it's the same thing where, like, with Webtoons made that joke earlier this week about, it's a side hustle, and then people were like, it is not a side hustle, it is a real job. No, the hell it's not. A lot of y'all, because you want to know how we know, how many great comic book legends have died from that did a lot of work, and a lot of them died homeless, poor, or in bad conditioning with barely any money to show for all of the work they done. Tim Seeley, George Perez, Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, the list goes on of great legends. Neil Adams, of legends who put blood, sweat, and tears in some and these aren't just a few. These are just a few of legends that at least died, okay. But there are other legends out there who died with nothing in their name, and it's crazy. It's crazy how, you guys say it's not a side hustle. Well, it obviously is, because y'all not paying these people nothing. Start paying people then.
Mm-hmm.
You need to start paying these writers and these artists and start giving them some kind of credit. All of these characters can't be yours, DC and Marvel. You gonna have to start sharing some of the profit with some people, or you just gonna get lame ass stuff. And you see what's been happening. A lot of us have been walking away from the industry for a long time. Y'all swear up and down, oh, people just talking the talk or whatever and stuff like that. No, people are walking away from it. They are walking away from it. A lot of people are doing crowdfunding. A lot of people are going into other industry and stuff like this. I mean, hell, we're reading, me and Dylan, we're reading the books, but barely. Nowadays, I'm going back and reading old stuff. I read a few new comic books, maybe just a review and stuff like that. But if I really don't have to read a new comic book, I don't read a new comic book because it's not worth it anymore. I've been going back and reading the old classic Marvel and DC stuff because it feels real. It feels like people tried. It feels like they were trying to tell a good, compelling story and not preach at me and not make me feel bad for being black or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Yeah, I remember when Heather Zontos got mad at her friend. Reminds me of Star Wars. Every Star Wars fan project is superior to the corporate product. That's true. It's a warped reality outside your window. Yeah, that's really about it. Let's see. John Kennett also goes by the man of LGBTQI plus X times negative divided by pi carry a percentage equals carry the 5. Oh, Lord have mercy. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised because that's another thing too, Dylan. It's another word that gets added to y'all group, and I'm like, oh fuck it. Like, you already know how I feel. LGBT. That's it. Everything else, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It doesn't exist to me. The fuck is this shit outside your window? Yeah, pretty much. But I think that was everything that we talked about. I believe we covered everything that we needed to cover on this stream. Anything else?
Think so. No, I don't think that there's anything else that had happened lately.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I guess besides the Heather Zantos thing about her friend, I guess they ain't talking about that one. But I heard that something happened between the comic book cut and Doug Ernst and
Oh yeah, I heard something happen, and I still have no idea what the hell it is.
Yeah, all I know is Ethan was calling West out about it because he was like, I understand Doug Ernst your friend, but he messed up. I guess Doug Ernst got frustrated with everybody and started calling everybody all this stuff, and I'm just like, oh Lord have mercy, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna try to figure it out. They'll explain it eventually.
True, yeah. Eventually, there'll be like a quick version of it that's just easy to read. So
yeah,
that's what I'm waiting for too.
Take care, everybody. I think that was everything, right?
I think so too. I can do. Finally, I have something to say goodnight to everybody here. Let me pour this. Okay. No, yeah, this has been fun. Need a shit where I am, and I know it is. I think you're an hour ahead of me, right?
Yeah. I'm definitely an hour ahead.
But no, yeah, this has been fun. We always appreciate seeing everybody in the chat. Happy to have you all here.
You already know.
Thank you for coming out, everybody. We will see y'all next week. I will be on my other show tomorrow night if y'all want to come hang out with me over there. And like I said, I promise I'm going to get on making videos and doing more of my own streams. So I'm going to get there. Just give me time. Give me time. But anyway, yeah. Thank y'all for coming.
I promise I'll do a review of the Trial of the Amazons. I don't know how I'm gonna damn do it because it just frustrates me to no end of how they mistreat Diana.
Yeah. And you're a big Wonder Woman fan, so yeah, you got to do that.
Yeah, but it's gonna get there. It's gonna get there. I drew a Nubia piece, and I think I'm just gonna have the Nubia piece over thing, and I'm just gonna throw my thoughts out while you guys will watch me draw Nubia. I think that'll be better than trying to get the comic book panels and yelling at the comic book panels.
That might be smart.
Because sometimes I'll be ready to be like, fuck this goddamn book. Like I was, Dylan. That book was terrible. Oh my God.
I knew it would be. I knew it.
Look, y'all. Read Amazon Attacks instead. Yeah, I said it. Read Amazon's Attacks instead. If you need an event from Wonder Woman to read, that's current. That's a current, up-to-date one. Read Amazon's Attack over Trial of the Amazons. You'll have better time with that book. Just being honest. Just being honest. All right, guys. And we'll catch you guys later. Peace out.